Hello and welcome to As Long as Everybody's Having Fun. I'm Mr. Max Boivin and I'm joined once again by Phil the Trill.
Boom! What's up? It's
And
Phil.
today we also
Thrill.
have, hello Phil, we also
Hey,
have my friend Tyler, Flame Zombie,
Hey
joining
guys,
us.
long time no see.
how's it going, Tom?
Yeah, which usually
Z.
work on Saturday. So, it's been a while since, or when
Yeah.
we stream, like working at night. So, it's been a while since we had a time to chat. And we said, well, you know what? Let's have a
Yeah.
chat. There
And
you go. Thank you for
then
coming.
what happened?
And then we're here. That's what happened. And Elf Hunter is here too. Loving that intro music. Well, I'm glad you do because as you know, this show is for you.
Yeah. And ear trumpet, obviously.
And your trumpet.
Yeah.
But he hasn't manifested himself yet. So
He's here.
yeah.
How
So
are
you
you
been,
doing?
guys?
Oh.
I'm doing all right. I had no gaming again this week. It's been like and usually like I said, well, I'm using this time to work on Bastard Sword. This week hasn't been good.
Lots of progress.
What?
Not a lot of progress this week.
Not a lot of progress. No,
Okay.
I got some. Like I still working on Magic, and it's always like I'm doing something. It's not bad, but it's not quite good enough. So I'm tweaking a lot, right? It's like, I have a cat fight going on
Nice.
under the camera. Like they really chose their spot.
I did some gaming. I played
Yes.
my game with the Rifts boys, with the local boys.
Yeah.
And it was okay. I think so. I have something to report here. I think that like I'm getting corrupted by these guys.
So you're
becoming more and more of a 1D player.
Really? 1D's fun. 1D's fun.
I just like shooting the shit sometimes.
Like I always say, like I prefer like a 3D 4D game, but if I cannot have that, I prefer 1D to 2D.
Yeah.
Because if I cannot be immersed in my character, I'm just gonna go there and shoot the shit, right? I'm just gonna have like a
2D is really frustrating because you get all the glimpses of what it could be.
Yeah.
And you're like, God damn it, I was in character for like 10% of the game. Like can we just keep doing that?
Take the game seriously.
Right.
But keep talking about the system and the mechanics and never get immersed and stuff like that. So, well, you know what? That's not interesting to me, right?
Yeah. Where I'm like, if we want to shoot the shit and just talk about RPGs, then like, let's just hang out.
So like, at some point, there you go. That's true. Can't change anyone, but yourself. But something that and can you change yourself? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe that's another.
You're supposed to. Oh, there you go. My trumpet is here. Hello, man. Nice seeing you.
There he is.
Thank you for the Australian dollar.
Speaking of the dollar. Anyways, so what's going on is like we're playing this game, right? And it's like I keep derailing the action because I'm enjoying the 1D game so much. And so it's like I can notice them like going like the GM's like trying to keep us on track, and I'm like, oh man, it's happening. It's like weird because I have like it's like I'm become like this binary player. Like I'm either properly playing or I'm.
Could that be the strategy? If you cannot have like a high level game, bring it as low as you can, and then when the DM say like, "Listen, can we take it on the more seriously?" Speaking of which, let's try this, right?
You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe we should. Yeah. Maybe we should just be in character, GM. Maybe you're right.
Maybe that's a new trick, the new strategy, right? Like I wanted to have a talk about some point about how to integrate, how to bring out or to convert people from a group, right?
Maybe
that's something to think about.
Because you mentioned it, and I'm immediately reminded of like bartending, and you can kind of get a feel for if you can upsell a customer. Like if a guy comes in and he orders like the cheapest beer you have, and you're like, okay, I know what kind of customer. I'm not going to try to upsell him on a $30 a pour scotch, right? But if somebody's ordering like an expensive scotch that's not that good in your opinion, that's the guy to try and move on to a different, where it's like, if you like that, I think you'd like this.
Show your skills off a little bit.
Yeah.
That's smart. Speaking of really good taste, Tyler.
Yeah.
The master of taste here. I don't know what you're drinking. It looks like water, but I'm enjoying
Flint, Michigan water.
I love this Onyx Geometry.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's the one.
What?
I tried like 4 different beans, landed on Geometry.
Geometry.
It's
It's the
coffee bean.
Yeah, so it's a really light, I believe, an Ethiopian wash process. The really good coffee made over here in Arkansas, really close.
No shit, it's made in Arkansas.
Yep, Bentonville,
Really?
Arkansas, of
That's
all
cool.
places. Yeah.
I've been getting ads for them all over the place. I don't know if that's just my algorithm because I bought it once.
It's probably part of that, but also they've been doing very well. They won the World Cafe roasters last year, and that was super cool to see because it was like, damn, I mean, that's just a state over.
Well, I just wanted to thank Tyler for taking my hand and walking me through all this shit coffee I was drinking to the motherland.
The promised land of like
the
good
promised
coffee.
land.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a long
no more Starbucks for you.
Well, it was just like I was messing with all these different types of like ways to do it. And
there's so much garbage out there, and lots of pretense and God, like just like role playing. There's tons of bad advice out there that you have to sift through and go, what of this can I use? I was watching a video earlier on coffee on that subject where it was some shop in Japan that was like, oh, we age our coffee for 20 years before we brew it, and it's like $700 a cup, and people are like, whoa, I bet that's super strong. And I'm going, not to actually, but caffeine's a volatile compound. You're losing that. No, that's not how any of this works. Coffee doesn't age. That's not how this works.
So I assume that if you're a coffee aficionado, right? It's not just about like the strength of the coffee, right? It's not just about like caffeine content. It's like when you like a good beer, then I say, I go drink those style, and say like, how strong is it? Like, I don't know. And it's probably not that strong. Well, I'm gonna drink 20 of them, but
it's not like with the fucking like hard liquors like bourbon, you get cask strength. Well, you get that because the flavors are coming with the ethanol volatile compound. So usually the higher proof stuff also has more flavor.
Not always,
exactly. Not always.
You can have like very strong liquor that tastes like fucking shit.
Yeah. Well, more flavor doesn't mean better flavor necessarily.
Well, I guess. Lord Matthias was saying like drinking bourbon, which depending on where you get it, it's not much different than Flint, Michigan water.
I was getting into bourbon. I was getting into bourbon for a little bit, but I have a lot of alcoholism in my blood, so I try to avoid it.
Yeah.
So I stuck with coffee.
Yeah.
I cannot get into good bourbon anymore because you can fucking get American alcohol in.
Oh my god, I forget
anymore. Yeah, because
I forget
bullshit.
Yeah, Phil, we're
boycotting the American alcohol.
Enemies.
We're not exporting to you anymore.
No, we're not importing it.
We're not importing, of course.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. I need to get I need to order make a new kind of wine. I have like only like my cellar is empty almost.
Yeah,
just get a distillery going. Or you're not living in the country anymore. You can't have weird back alley projects.
No, when I had my home in the country, the old man that used to have it was distilling alcohol. So there's a bunch of bad tub all over, and I still had like some moonshine.
Yeah, my problem is that like anytime I have a beverage in my hand, I want to drink it quickly. So it's like bourbon is not good for that. But hot coffee, you can only drink it so fast.
Right.
So it's like it's pretty great.
It is a nice thing about the ritual of coffee, and it's something I find that I enjoy a lot in my life are the little rituals that you get to enjoy on the daily basis, and because that's something that, again, to segue it back into role play, pushback that I hear a lot was like, Oh, you're describing every attack that you make? That seems like it would just slow things down even more.
Yeah,
Like,
that's me saying that.
yeah. But I mean,
There's moderation, right?
huh?
You can do it in moderation.
Right. But I mean, like, the people that are I had one specific complaint that was like, well, if you have, 5 combats in a session and you fight like 60 goblins with your longsword, how many ways could you possibly describe differently? And I'm like, okay, that's a whole you're opening a whole can of worms there. But also I'm like, man, the purpose of making the coffee is not just to inject the caffeine straight into my veins. Otherwise I would just get caffeine pills, right? Like if coffee's not a very good vehicle for caffeine if that's all you're using it for, right? That's why people
There's also like more potent stimulant if you want.
that too. It's also not the end all be all. I mean, it's a pretty good one. It's very safe and very available. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where you'll see comments on our videos or comments on videos of guys doing specialty coffee talking about grinders, and they're like, whoa, you're grinding your own coffee beans. That adds 30 extra seconds here and 30. And I'm like, okay, how fast do you need to be going? Wait, you can't find 5 minutes in the morning. Grow up, man. Like,
yeah, that's great. Like, it's not about efficiency. I totally agree. Speaking of
coffee,
yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, if we could just something you said sounded super interesting to Tyler. Can you make 1 versus 80 goblins interesting? Because it sounds really interesting in my head. Is that combat interesting?
I think so. But I don't think in the way that most
I almost want to make this whole show about that for some reason.
Or most games would run it. I think you need good mechanics for fighting groups where you can kind of run the group as one entity and not have to roll 80 times for each individual goblin.
It's also like when you have like big group of enemies, right? You skip over the enemies that are not like, especially when you have NPCs like ally NPCs and stuff like that. Skip over the enemies and the NPCs that are not interacting with the players, right?
That aren't like interacting.
That aren't. So if you have 80 goblins against one guy, right? Not 80 are going to be in contact with the one guy. Some of them are just
almost like
around.
A force of nature. It's all about like logistics and stuff.
Yeah. So maybe the guy's probably like is back against a wall or in a narrow corridor. So it's gonna be like what 4, 5,
Can't
6
Bruce Lee it.
Yeah, maybe the second row. So you describe those, right? You describe what those guys doing, and then like the rest is like the mass that is described as one unit. Like you don't like. So goblin number 78 is doing this, and goblin 79 is doing
that's that, a miss.
And like I'm doing a roll.
Wait,
that's a miss.
Did I hit goblin 62? I don't know. I want to attack whichever one's on the lowest health.
If you can't remember, your character doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, and your character is busy, right?
Yeah. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But it just sounds interesting. Like obviously the more narrative, the better in that situation.
Yeah, I think so.
But then like, does Pathfinder have an answer here, Tyler?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. That way, I'm not that guy. No.
You are that guy. That's why I asked.
So Pathfinder has a couple of answers. If it's like a small, unintelligent thing, like a bat or wasps, it uses swarms. If it's larger, more organized, it uses troops. So you basically just take like the average of the troops. So if you have like one really skilled fighter in there and a bunch of like peasant levies in a line, it becomes the average of those. And swarms you can't individually damage with a weapon. You're not swinging a sword at a swarm of
so they bag it all together.
Bats, they move as a unit. They can choose to break up into individual columns if they want to. This is terrible. Don't do it. It just becomes a mess. But when you beat it to 0 HP, the abstraction I think is really good because it doesn't mean you've killed everybody in that formation. It means you've routed them and the formation has to break. And I think that's a much better abstraction because it allows you to not have
more realistic.
Well, yeah, you don't have the Dynasty Warriors. Okay, you cut that guy's head off. You cut that guy's head off, and then for some reason the other guys are just like, "Oh, we're gonna keep fighting. We'll get him next time. I don't care that Bob's dead."
So that
My is asking about like the swarm of rat. I guess.
I feel like rats would flee. I don't know if he's talking about psychology here, but I feel like that's what I'm talking about. What if it's like a swarm of like, automatons or like things that have no fear? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like a
that was the true.
I don't know what that would be. Really,
like a possessed, possessed rats or something.
Undeads, right? Skeletons.
Yeah. So those swarms behave a bit differently.
Oh, okay.
So because they're typically of small stature, you can't just swing a weapon at them. They basically ruled as like there's so many that you might take out a few of the rats, but it doesn't affect the whole. You would have to be there forever, so you have to use some means of area effect.
But that's the thing too, right? Like if like there's like 100 rats or 80 rats, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing because like those 20 rats that you kill, right? Like they're just been replaced by 20 rats from the back, right? So the effect on you, the contact on you is the same basically.
Yeah. And both of them do automatic damage just by being. They don't have to roll to attack. Somebody's slipping through. Something is, and having done not against swarms of hundreds of rats, but having done like skirmish size group combat, I have taken out people much more skilled than me that could kick my ass in one-on-ones just through positioning and getting into he's got to pay attention to that guy, so I can sort of sneak in through the line here, get him in the side. It's a lot easier to poke at his armor when he's turned to the side focused on someone else. So
are you talking about Pathfinder still?
No, I'm talking about
okay.
No, sorry, I'm talking about context
for you with a real spear.
Yes, well, blunt steel, but
sure. Occasionally real.
Yeah.
There was one
I feel like there are times where you go to like a millionaire's island and you play for keeps, Tyler. That's my fantasy of.
If I'm ever diagnosed with like a terminal illness, and
there you go.
Right on. So
can I reply to one thing that was said in chat just before we move on to the news? Talk about Wiseman was saying, what's annoying? Safety tool every 3 minutes. And I was like, we're talking earlier, like I know like it's a bit past, but like we're on the roll, right? I was talking about like amplifying until you can get what you want, right? Like, they don't want to be like 3D, 4D, then bring them down to 1D, right? And I think it's the same thing with safety tool. If you get invited to a table and they hand you those form for like, what's your lines and veil? No, you say like, well, one veil for me is like I don't want like a woman in role of power.
Yeah.
And I don't want any same-sex relationship. And you put all this fucking thing in there, right? So,
no stigmas against bigotry.
I have a phobia of black people. Yeah, go fucking on, right? Because that's the thing is supposed like, we're gonna accept it and we're gonna respect that. So give them all the shit like and say, well, are we doing that or not, right?
But
funny.
You
might be going too hard in the paint on that one.
Well, Charles Turner of the Try Hard Huma group recently posted that he's like, I think we've pushed too far against gatekeeping. Gatekeeping definitely has its place. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a hot take from one of the kind of big-ish names in Huma. And people were like, what? And I was like, yeah, but suddenly you guys are really for gatekeeping when everything that Max just said is on the table, right? It's like
I have one more piece of gaming, my gaming life.
Yeah,
I'm testing out something. So I have this like dream of finding a good play-by-post White Wolf game. And but like the community for that is all extremely left-wing, like
very progressive.
It's very strange to have like a heterosexual male character. in one of these
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
It's so oddly enough. But so I'm trying that out. I found another server. I'm shooting my shot again. We'll see if it works out.
Yeah.
That's just another thing. Just to let you guys know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep you
Is
Try
posted.
the YIF zone, sir. No, I'm kidding.
Just for people who know anything about Vampire, I'm rolling a Nosferatu that's like a tabloid journalist type.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He's got like a nom de plume that's like a Rodney Steele, kind of like a porno name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're gonna find somebody because like some group because like I'll be curious about how that goes. Like,
Yeah,
I never did the play
I
by
will keep you
close.
posted.
Yeah.
See how it
There you
goes.
go.
By play.
Right. By play.
I don't know.
Oh, they changed thing. Let's talk about some fun, important news. There you go. I got a few of them.
Woo.
Not that much. I always say that, and then I can talk for an hour.
It's a big segment.
So we were talking about Pathfinder earlier, right? There's new detail about the new 13 Omens game by Paizo. You heard about this one, Tyler?
I have. And we're now like well past the point of anything that I play tested for Paizo, so
yeah,
I'm going in as blind as everyone else is.
Well, now it's we learned that it's a D6 based game, and they use like a dice bag mechanic. So all the dice there's two type of dice. There's safe dice and omen dice, and they're all in the bag. And when you have to make a roll, you pick those dice from the bag blindly. And if it's an omen die and you roll poorly, then you get like negative consequence. And if it's a safe dice, then you're right. And as the game progresses, you add more and more omen die to the bag, right? Very board gamey mechanic.
Yeah. Bag building.
Yeah, a bag building role-playing game, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that would necessarily like take away from the role-playing experience. Sometimes
yeah.
we talk about that, right? We talk about like getting too board gamey in the. You disagree? You think it would?
Yeah. Do you want to make your point, or you want me to counterpoint right away?
No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, what happens is you immediately have another step to interpreting result. So it's like, okay, time to roll. Okay, here's the bag. Like, okay, I'm going in. It's an omen or whatever the hell you said. And you roll.
Yeah. But if in a good group, this could be like fairly transparent, right? It's like we wouldn't have to. Oh no, I pick an omen die. Oh, what is gonna happen now? Let's put
you're screwed, man.
It goes back to it because this is even a problem with board games. I don't think it's necessarily just this board game mechanic is necessarily bad for RPGs. I think it's people play board games like there's that classic fucking meme that got sent around the other day. It's your husband while 15 minutes into a conversation while he's waiting for you to just roll the damn dice. Like it's this guy sitting here at a party with his wife, like head in hands. It's like, come on, guys, like it's not that complicated.
1D board game is a problem.
But you are right, Phil. In many groups that still struggle to know what the D20 is after they've played a D20 system for 6 months every week. Yeah, that's exactly how that's going to go. So, wait, is the red one or the green one the omen dice? Is this wait, and so we add this one and it's like Diana,
ironically it
we
might
have
actually
500 hours.
Ironically, it might actually be better for those people because it's all D6s.
Yeah.
And it's like red or green.
Like,
I got the red one. Bad. Red, bad, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay. Just like a stoplight. Whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they make it very clear, they
don't have to ask what die they have to pick up.
Right. They could go the really stupid route and not make like a big distinction between the omen dice, and then you're having to go, is that symbol of
the omen 6 is a pentagram or something? The other one is like,
but I can see the like the idea of having like adding more dice right to the bag. can bring some tension, because like, when you do like those horror game, it's always like the question like how do you get the player scared, right? It's gimmicky. I don't know. I'm not in love with it, but I don't completely hate it either. That's where I stand with it.
So like if it's just 2 dice, then I think it's a gimmick. But if you start doing like I'm casting a frostbolt, okay, grab 5 of the ice dice and put that in your bag.
Yeah.
Then it's
But
like,
that I don't.
oh, if I pull out the ice die, then it's a crit.
No, the bag is the bag is communal, so the whole party draw from the same bag, right?
Yeah.
And
So
I don't
like
know, like they
buffeting and
say
stuff
as
like
the
that.
game progress, you add more dice, you add more omen dice to the bag. So maybe like at first it's just like a regular bag, the regular dice. So every time you make a roll, maybe you add 1 omen die. That's how I assume that's what it would work, or something like that. So the more you roll, the more like you get risk of having bad consequence happening, right? Like dramatic.
I'm dubious, but if I mean it's I like bag building board games, so I'm not opposed to.
Yeah, I'm like you like that. I'm dubious, but I'm not completely opposed to it, right? So, you know what? I'd like to see it how it work, right?
I think that could be a good system for Magic, now that you mention it, Phil, where it would keep like it would keep some mystique behind Magic, where maybe you just, well, I want to cast a spell. I don't know what my spells do. I know I can cast magic, and I know when I reach into the bag, it's going to be some effect, but I don't know what.
I mean, there's like this board game, this bag building. I forget what it is, but basically you're making these potions. I'm trying to remember what the name of the game is. But it sounds like you could do exactly. Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Yes.
That's right. So like Quacks is like the perfect model. That could totally be a Magic system. Like no problem.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm casting this. Just like I said, like, hey, I'm casting this. I'm going to throw these dice in, but I got to throw in a couple of exploding my face off die.
Yeah.
When I'm doing this, when I'm adding my power level or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
But that would be everyone would have their own bag in that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't see how you have a communal bag.
Yeah, because it's
anything other than like a tonal mechanic.
Right, because it says
exactly. The communal bag, I think, works for the tone, for the aura tone, right? Like something ominous going on, right? Like I think that works for that, right? But for if you do magic, then individual bag would work. You could do communal, like if you say like, well, the more like the weave of magic is strained in this area, right? So
the spirits of the world are paying more attention, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, so then you can get mad at the other for casting too many spells and then like ruining the magic for everybody, and then I don't want to cast a spell because this idiot fucking like keep lighting his cigarette with spell.
Yeah.
Look that.
I was gonna cast levitate. Guys. Sorry.
Oh no, I gotta stay in my shirt. Come on, man. We might come across a door. That's what we need to knock on it. Do magic knock.
What did I take laundry 3 for? If you're just gonna use magic. Sorry, good.
So that was for Paizo. Hasbro. Let's go for them. They canceled a
Hasbro's at it again. Sorry.
Yeah, they canceled a D&D video game that that was developed by the director of Jedi Fallen Order, Stig Asmussen. So there was like, and it's not like we saw a trailer from a Hasbro video game based on D&D called Warlock coming out. This is not the one that's being canceled. It's a different project. Chris Cox still say that that video, or the Hasbro director, Chris Cox said that the video game is still a priority, and D&D video game are still a priority for Hasbro. But just this one, they decided to can the project. So there you go. Again with D&D, Dark Horse Comics release a new official D&D comic that you can download on D&D Beyond for free.
Oh,
so if you have a D&D Beyond subscription, I guess you can go.
Shit.
Yeah, it's called Magefall, and it's about the wizard Mordenkainen.
Okay. So hold.
Yeah, involving a duel against like some avatar of a Bahamut.
Oh,
So there you go. That's
very
some news,
specific
something that
story.
could interest you if you into comic and D&D, and you have a D&D Beyond subscription.
I like the idea of a fantasy comic. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
well.
Do we know who
But
writes it?
I added in the news, but I didn't know. I added in the when I read the news, but I didn't recognize the names, so I didn't take note of them. To be honest.
Yeah, because well, it is a green flag that it's not Marvel or DC, tragically.
Yeah.
But that's there's not too many good
Isn't
Western
Dark
comic
Horse
writers.
like DC? Or am I crazy?
No,
I don't
no.
know. No, Dark Horse, they import a lot of manga. That's what they do. That's what I know them for.
Mm-hmm.
They publish the manga in English. But if you want like a good fantasy comic, you should look into French bande dessinée, right? And there's one called like Chronique de la Lune Noire. It's like Black Moon Chronicle that has been translated, and it's pretty good. You should look into that. Black Moon
Write
Chronicle.
that down in my homework.
Yeah, it is it's mature subject though, so
make sure everyone else reads it.
Yeah. Chris Cock again say that they expect to have more crossover products for D&D. And I'm glad Tyler is there to comment on that, because he said like that based on the great experience that they had with Magic the Gathering and the Universe Beyond, they want to bring that to D&D. So people that don't know, that are into Magic, the Universe Beyond is like when they brought Spider-Man and SpongeBob and Seinfeld to do Magic the Gathering, right? No, that's did they do Seinfeld?
No, that was a joke, but
it's
becoming increasingly.
But they did some of them that was like almost as stupid, right?
Because people were, when Universes Beyond started, people were making the joke,
Office.
When are we gonna get a SpongeBob set? And then they fucking did it, and everyone was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And that's the thing, is they'll always look at the numbers of like, oh well, it sold X amount in the first 30 days, and they won't look at, okay, but who's buying these, right? Because if you go to your local game shop, there's a 90% chance that the people there don't own any of that set. They aren't paying. They aren't buying it. So you're getting people that like Spider-Man, that see that the numbers are good and they're like, oh, that's a collectible thing, I'll buy it. Or other people that are like, that's a collectible, it's Beanie Babies now, so if
you were like the cardboard investment guy, you know what I'm talking about?
Rudy the Magic guy.
Sounds like you know who I'm talking about.
Alpha Investments.
Yeah, Alpha Investments. That's it.
Yeah.
Imagine he's like going through those. Do you just skip that?
So no, because I'm a patron of his. I buy a lot of stuff from his. So he's got his take on it is my take on it, which is this is really depressing, and it does not resemble at all the game we fell in love with. But as long as it's moving product, it's a business for him, right?
I don't know anyone that's pro that stuff, except for, I'm sure they're making money on it. But
well, there's some people that were like excited.
I mean, children,
their favorite IP, like Transformer, came to and like people that are like, oh, I'm into Magic the Gathering, I'm also very into Transformer, like and Scott Garabay was very excited by that. J. Scott Garabay.
Tolarian Community College had a really good video on that, because he was saying, he was like, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and they announced a Star Trek set, and I am not at all excited about that, because I don't want you to put chocolate in my ramen noodles. What are you, because people are like, oh, you're just saying that because they haven't done a franchise you like yet. And he's like, no, I kind of dread the day that they do that. Like,
I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like Transformers. I had no problem with those IPs. It's just
what the
I like Magic fiction.
Yeah, I played for, I play tested for them. I worked for Wizards of the Coast as a playtester under contract, and I was literally told to my face, oh no, this is just going to be a side thing. It's never going to be standard legal. Well, yeah. Now, fast
It's not
forward
illegal.
5-6 years. Not only is it standard legal, it's more than 50% of all of the new
Yep.
content that's coming out. So it's when they said, "Oh, you can
Yeah,
just
it's like
choose," because they're
defining modern.
yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
were saying you could just choose not to interact with it. Well, now that's not true
Then you're
anymore.
screwing yourself.
Yeah.
And all of the local shops that I've known, they've said that, oh, the Universes Beyond is doing great, and maybe by the numbers, but like I said, shops are closing. People aren't playing
Yeah.
the game in person anymore
It's
because
caching and integrity in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah. It's my question is, we've only really seen this going for about 5 years now.
Mhm.
Are they pulling a baseball and we're going to see the wax card era in a couple
Mhm.
years? That's what Rudy was
Let's-
saying. Is
Let's bring it back to a D&D, right?
Okay.
There's some IP obviously they could bring to that, right? Like if they really like, do some kind of like a crossover product with like Tolkien stuff, right? Obviously, that would bother nobody's, right?
I
Except
mean,
if like they did with
I'm
what
already
Magic
annoyed.
did with Aragorn. What?
Oh my
Maybe
God.
that would be bother people.
yeah.
None of it really bothers me if I'm being honest. It's all like I've already checked out. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not a
fair.
D&D guy.
what
right? So it doesn't-
integrity are they selling?
Right.
I'm just it's just gonna make me chuckle if they keep,
Yeah,
like,
at this
in a
point,
sense,
all
like
you can
the
do-
more stupid they go, I'm just gonna fucking chuckle more, right?
It's good content.
Yeah, but they could do, like Tolkien, they could do Berserk, they could do Frieren, they could do Goblin Slayer, right? All those kind of like things that are already fantasy.
Mhm.
But if they start doing cartoon like Mickey Mouse and SpongeBob and Star Trek and
What is this? Rifts?
yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if they just make it Rifts. Surprise Rifts game.
Like it's gonna be like the new module
Yeah.
after Ravenloft, it's the Enterprise, and you're going.
Well, it's. I think it was really cleverly called the Fortnitification of Magic
Oh,
the
yeah.
Gathering, and that's
Yep.
really clever because it's kind of viewed through the lens of, well, in Fortnite, you can just change the skins, and then people. It's like, yeah, that's because it's really funny to watch Ripley from Aliens like shooting at fucking I don't know.
Peter Griffin.
Galactus.
Peter Griffin. Like that's comical. You're not invested in this 5-minute like
Fortnite doesn't have lore, like
right.
I mean,
it does, but it's not. Nobody's really
based
there
on.
for it, right? That was all done after the fact.
Yeah.
When the lore, even if you're not a role player, is fairly important, you're really cheapening the brand by doing that.
And you see, like, people have like lore channel of D&D, right? Like I'm thinking about my man, like AG Pickett, right? Just like he made like tons and tons and tons of videos, go like a deep dive into lore of D&D. People did that with Magic as well. People do that with like the Souls game. So you have to respect this. Nobody does that with Fortnite.
No.
Yeah, because that's not what it's about.
Yeah, exactly.
Next news, next on the docket, Daniel Fox. You know what Daniel Fox is?
It's an unfortunate last name for sure.
Fox?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, Mr. Fox
is the author of the Zweihander role-playing game.
Oh, okay, that's why it sounds familiar.
Yeah, very, very progressive guy. He also like wrote another game about slave rebellion in colonial America and some shit like that, right?
Nice.
But now he's threatening to sue his old publishing partner, World of Game Design, because they made like a Kickstarter called Zweihander Reforged, so basically a new edition of Zweihander. And the World of Game Design, which were supposed to handle the delivery and stuff like that, or keep having delay. And now Daniel Fox is upset with that, and the community is upset because they don't get their books. So now he's threatening for legal action. So either like you put the books out and you fulfill the or because now like he bought back the right to Zweihander with his new company called sell sword without Voil, basically. Like, so it's SLLSWRD, right? That's what he wanted to do. Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue.
I don't know what he has against Voil. That seemed like very like bigger than against like those important part of the alphabet, but whatever.
Yeah, like
But,
work to avoid those, I guess.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of energy put towards avoiding.
Now,
them.
like it make it like work to read the name of his company, right? Just
Yeah.
Right.
what is that like? And now you read
What is
the
it?
letter.
Okay, what do these
and
letters mean? And then you come over here. You got to get your Google open.
Yeah. You gotta squint a bit.
Hey,
Oh,
Grok.
you got, like, cell
Grok, what
sword.
does this mean?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's it. So you want like either like that the world of game design stop like fucking around and send the books to people, or that they send them the fun and let him handle it, something like that. I'm not clear on the detail, but so far it's just like it's basically like a threat, like it's basically like, oh no, get your shit
Yeah,
straight.
he's
but, you know,
mad.
Yep.
he's mad,
Well-
and I gotta say, I disagree with Daniel Fox on basically everything politically, but the interaction I had with him in the past, he always like on professional. He always been like very professional and polite and stuff like that. So and
Mhm.
he seemed to respect his customer base, right?
Yeah.
So as much as I might dislike the guy, he also the guy that was behind the shutting down of the Trove. So there's also
what
that, right? He's a bit swappy, maybe. Maybe he's very litigious people. The Trove, you don't know what that is?
I guess not.
Yeah,
no.
It was an
Oh,
old
you-
RPG repository. People uploaded their
Oh,
PDFs of
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
In this case, I can kind of get behind him because if it could be breach of contract on the publisher, like if the publisher agreed to hit certain deadlines and he fulfilled his end of the bargain, finishing the book,
Sure.
then pretty much all you can do at that point is sue the publishing company. That's
Yep.
one of the problems with American law is we are such a litigious society because it's what you have to do to get anywhere, right?
Yeah, and Maya Trumpet is there, so he's right in this matter. And also, I gotta
Thanks,
say,
Joe.
I also support him on that matter, right? He's trying to make sure that his community is receiving what they're
Right.
back, right? So
Yeah.
good on him. Yeah. Kudos to Daniel Fox. If you want to talk, come to us at some point, right? We can hash it
Yeah.
out.
We'll talk about your issues.
Yeah. And game in general, right? Gaming in general.
Yeah.
We try to be a big tent now, right? We try to be like a put those
Accommodate.
outside of hobby difference aside, right?
Hey,
And focus on
he's
the
right out in
shit.
Kansas City. You're really
Oh,
close to me. You want to get some hands-on actual swords and play around? Come on down to Stillwater.
Some proper sweet handers.
I got one hanging out down on the wall. Proper Sviander.
Yeah.
Osprey Games. You know them, Phil, right?
Oh, Osprey
They're big in the
Publishing?
board,
They're big in the what?
in the board game community. Osprey
Don't
Game.
know
Nope.
about them.
Really?
Don't know
I'd have to know what they make. I'm really bad with proper nouns in general.
Oh, but anyway, they announced that they quit the board game and card game business, and
Oh,
now they're gonna
no.
focus on It's like when I was following like the board game hobby more, I kind of like checked out a bit, but there was a name that like, I was familiar with. I kept hearing about like, oh, Osprey
What do
Games
they
publishing
make?
that, is publishing that. I can't tell you on top of my head. They made
Uh,
Charizard. They made Charizard. I know that.
Yeah. Stargrave, Bolt Action.
Is that them doing bolt action?
Mhm.
Oh, there you go.
That's who
Big
I
one.
know. That's a big thing
Yeah.
I know him from.
Yeah.
Untamed Worlds, that role-playing game that came out a couple years ago.
Okay.
But now they decided that they're gonna stop doing the board game and card game and focus on role playing game and war game, because their parent company is a first and foremost a printing company, and they say that like the logistic and the whole ordeal with like the big bucks and the cardboard and stuff like that, they say like that's outside of our like prime competency, right, of what we're really good at. So we're gonna focus on our strength. But that was surprising to me because, like I said, like they were doing well enough, it seemed to me, in the board game industry.
Yeah.
And now like it's unclear who's gonna buy the ride for their successful game, right, for the games that they're publishing. A lot of people talk about Asmodee. but it could be spread around.
Board games.
I know that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Board
Yeah,
games.
they're not far from here.
All right.
Yeah.
They're an interesting one because you have a weird market cap on it where once somebody's bought a board game, that's usually it. They don't go out and buy another one, right? Like you're not getting
What?
Same thing with art. I mean, how
Why are you
Let me
looking at your
phrase that more
railroad?
I'm looking
How
at the
many
wall of the board game over there.
how many copies of Monopoly do you have? You don't
Oh,
buy
just the
another
one.
of the same.
Probably the
board.
worst example you could have come up
Probably
with.
the worst example because some people collect monopolies.
Everyone buys
some, but hold on. Taking this out of context, I've worked for Hasbro before.
Yeah.
The amount of people that are collecting that is like 0.01% of the market share. There's a tiny. You cannot run a business off of collectors unless you already have a really big pie to begin with, like Pokemon, like Magic, what have you. But
There's
most
some board
people are
game I
not
bought more than
buying.
once.
Yeah, but most people are buying.
Like like got so ruined by being played so much, and I'm gonna buy a new one, right? It's like this one is
right.
That's very rare, though.
Right, it's very rare, and it's also very rare that when a group gets together to play board games, well, all 5 of your board gaming friends are not all buying the same board game. You share the one copy. Mm-hmm. So if it gets popular enough, like Catan or Talisman, you can do expansions. Sure, that works. You can do revised editions. You can, make new mini games and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. But when I go to local board game shops, the shelves are full. And that is great for a customer. It's a problem for a store. You never want to see no empty spots on the shelves.
It's a lot of storage. Board game takes a lot of room, but also just producing the board game. You have to have those knife to cut the cardboard and stuff like that. Those special knives that are designed like for this printing, stuff like that. Not only like the print plate, but like all kind of accessories. So when you want to set up a run for a new print of that game, it's a big ordeal, right? It's not like a book that you can get your printing plate somewhere, right? If you do like an offset printing and just whip them out, it takes much less room, much less logistic. So board game, it's a hell of a business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're not just making a book like a role-playing game.
Right.
Yep. And especially now with people, like when people expect like miniature or meeples or stuff like that, you have to deal with that as well, right? The component, put them together, bagging them.
And if you're already doing miniatures, then you might as well do board games and sell somebody on an ecosystem, right? Because now people are going to buy multiple of it, right? They're not most people, unless they just end up not liking the war game, they're not going to have just one army. They're going to have, oh, well, I like the Germans in bolt action. Even if I'm going to keep playing Germans, well, maybe I want to add some armor. Maybe I want to
play somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah. I hear you. I think that I don't know that people don't buy the board game if their friend has it.
No, because sometimes you want to play with
gamers
your
have
family,
a lot. Right? Usually, board gamers have a lot of disposable income, and they're collectors. What I find is most people that are into board games are collectors, and they want their own copy. But you can definitely be a poor board gamer and just go to people's places for sure. I think that's an exception, in my opinion. But
really, I wonder if that's an outlier, because that's always what the complaint was at Hasbro, was that people are especially with D&D, was
look what they're doing.
The DM's the only guy that's buying any of the stuff. The players are basically freeloading out here. They're not spending any money.
But because that's the thing. That's also people like playing D&D. There's a lot of like casual playing D&D, and the same thing with the board games, right? Like casual board game player, they're gonna play like, they're gonna have like a copy of like Monopoly. They're gonna have a copy of Clue, maybe Catan if they're a bit adventurous. When you start going into like those more niche board game, you almost certainly have a collector that's gonna have a fucking shit ton of them. Right? When you start like having like a Formula D, right? Like somebody that buy this game doesn't just have
deep cut
Monopoly, Clue, and Formula D, right? He's gonna have like at least 6
20 to
other board
50 other
game, niche board game.
games.
Yeah, half a dozen, a
True.
dozen, or more, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of people that are like, man, I really want to play Formula E, but I don't own any board games. Like, I don't know a lot of people like that, but
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, the exact issue that you're describing, Hasbro are the people that did the lifestyle D&D Beyond subscription.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They found the answer.
I just mean that though, as a publishing company, I'd be curious as to
There's not a lot of market share, like you said,
right. Like the reason Ravensburger has so much of it is because they also have the whole puzzles thing going for them. They also have their whole printing company that's doing high quality color prints. That's there. I feel like you have to diversify or go the direction that Osprey is going and focus in more on what your breadwinners are. So
and Ravensburger, when they do those puzzle.
My take is totally anecdotal, so I don't know. What's real.
No, but I share the same view as you. Like, I'm also like a board game collector, and the board game people I knew, like, they all had a bunch of them.
Right?
Like,
oh, I got that game. You hear that a lot when you're playing board games with people that like board games.
Or I had that game, I think, or I had it. I might have traded it to some.
Or they'll have like 10 still in the shrink wrap.
Yeah,
because they're psychos.
Yeah. Well, it's just like me.
I don't know if that's the exception.
Yeah.
I've seen people like buying a game that they like, buying 2 of them, and keeping one shrink wrap, and they say, "Oh, I might trade it later." Right?
Got to be an exception.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
But I will say,
sell them.
There aren't many games I've ever bought a second copy of.
Mm-hmm.
So, to that.
Yeah. That's what the legs on a game are kind of an interesting thing to talk about, because
usually the print runs aren't that long either. It'll be published for just like a few years, and then it'll be like, okay, now I'll go buy it on eBay for triple. If you
right. Oh my God, more time. Worst about
and
that.
the board game also, like, they're the one that they're always like the top the biggest earner on Kickstarter and on crowdfunding site. They're the one that do the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's
I think that's probably the best way to do a board game too, because of the specificity of like all the components. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of
like just walks away.
Yeah, and it's weird though how like role playing games are usually about the same price as like a good board game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that like a book with really good art, maybe that costs as much as producing a board game.
The actual printing is cheaper, but the editing is quite expensive.
Right on.
So, but also like a role-playing game book, you're gonna pay like $60 for it, right? $70 for it.
Yeah,
$30 because I'm Canadian.
Probably like
70.
Board games, they're like $150 oftentimes, like the big one.
They're getting crazy expensive.
There are big ones that do that, but I would say that's not.
But I mean,
well, if you buy a Calico, maybe it's or like a Wingspan, right? Maybe they're a bit cheaper.
Well, I mean, we could even go like look in the same company. You could buy the 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide for $50-$60 in hardback. But you could also buy Lords of Waterdeep for about the same amount of money. That's not a huge difference. And that on the face of it is like, well, hang on, Lords of Waterdeep has a lot more stuff in it, but you didn't have to pay a team of
there's no content,
a dozen editors, a bunch of different artists. You didn't have to pay for all your AI generated tokens to but
AI gets expensive on the month.
Yeah, the labor, I would hazard a guess, because I was way more in I've been in a lot more publishing than I have in the board game world, but I would hazard that the labor is where they're spending all their money there. Maybe. Or the margins are just better. That's also possible.
Maybe if they did some editing, right?
Yeah, 5 is terribly edited. Good Lord.
Yeah. Anyway, talking about Kickstarter, right? Let's go to that. But before we go into Kickstarter that I picked the crowdfunding campaign that piqued my interest this week, I have a news about Kickstarter specifically. they decided to limit their not safe for work or not safe for view, NSFW, wherever ever like people like say both work or view.
We say
But
work here.
yeah, content on their platform, right?
Hmm.
And it made a lot of people in the TTRPG and the kind of like worried, because obviously like there's some rules now like that you're not allowed to do a crowdfunding campaign for anything that can be inserted in the body, right? So basically you're gonna fucking sell dildo on Kickstarter anymore.
I don't know.
That's
if I would-
over. So if you had planned for that,
I wouldn't buy. This is news to me. I wouldn't buy any dildo, but I think like a crowd-funded one is really. I'm just imagining like
maybe it's very
the
special.
the Fallout 76 pre-release things where you thought you were ordering something that's nice in silicone and it gets there and it's made out of like concrete and it's like,
Yeah, it's like blown up plastic with the seam and all, right? No.
Okay.
Also like no trying before you buy, right? It's always good. All right. But obviously this is not the one like that worry people. There's also like a rules now that you're not allowed to sell like erotic time with the creator. So you know that part of your like reward is not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spend an evening with you and suck your cock, or like I'm gonna show you my titty on cam, right? That's no longer allowed on Kickstarter.
I didn't know it ever was. That's all right. Learning things.
Seem a bit like yeah.
I was always wondering why that wasn't available.
Yeah.
That's well, now I'll change my plan for my crowdfunding campaign, but
I know.
We were gonna do all those. We were gonna do all those stretch goal puns, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, get the bastard sword.
Wow.
But what worry people more, obviously, what concern us more is like they also have like now rules against like implied nudity, or you're not allowed to have like image with like a woman in lingerie, in fetish wear, in see-through clothing or very tight clothing. So basically anything that modern women wear in the gym.
You can have that from like classic fantasy art.
Yeah, any Frank Frazetta artwork.
Right? Yeah. No human genitalia, no anus, no female nipples. So male nipples are still all right.
And animal genitalia is all right.
Animal genitalia, so apparently still all right. Yeah.
So furries out there, you're safe.
You're okay, man.
Yeah, exactly. They got a little like a little one for the furry out there.
Put some catboy ears on the top.
Oh, maybe that's the loophole, right? Just like give her like give your chicks a little like
put a bunny tail on it.
Yeah. And so obviously this is gonna restrict and there's also like there's some people like
I mean Indiegogo is there's options.
Phoenix Gray, she was like doing like she crowdfunded a book called of the lewd grim tales, right? Something so it's like the grim fairy tale but lewd and shit like that, right? Now that wouldn't be allowed anymore apparently, or so there's some consternation about that. And yes, in a lot of fantasy art, if you want to do like an adult product, like, well, is that something that you will have to take into account?
Yeah, Kingdom Death,
right? The original Dark Sun, like lots of the barbarian like armor there is like nearing BDSM-y. Like it would be some stuff where on one end it's a private company, they can do whatever they want. On the other end, it's always annoying having to step on eggshells to try.
Or is it?
Am I allowed?
Can they do whatever they want? Because that's the other piece of the news. Those restrictions was kind of like pushed on them by the payment processor Stripe.
Yeah.
So
they're not. They're getting doing what forced. Their hand is getting forced. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is where my take on it is. Lots of those payment processors are federally backed and government funded or insured banks. I think they should be beholden to the First Amendment if they're in the United States.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because like we saw like Steam get the pressure on to get rid of some adult content.
Yeah, itch.io.
Yeah, because of the payment processor.
Yeah, I remember that. And they didn't really give a clear reason as to why they were putting the pressure on. They just said they were. So very odd. I don't know exactly why, because on the face of it, I'm a bank. I just care about the transfer of money insofar as it's legal.
Right.
Why
For
would I
sure.
want to restrict the flow of money unless I'm being some kind of weird activist investor?
There you go.
Analyst.
But
You
if
got
I
it.
am, why am I not saying what my stance is? Very odd. It smells funny to me.
Yeah.
Well, I know
It
like
is kind of like
when,
having your cake and eating it too,
Mhm.
because they're not.
I know like
well,
when the Steam news came, sorry Phil, when the Steam news came, there was like a pressure group from Australia, I believe, like a kind of like a mom demand action kind of thing.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I forgot what one it was, but like so they're the one putting the pressure on those payment processor, and then the payment processor are putting pressure on. So
But I heard that and I was like, how much money does this group have compared to
Collective Shout,
Collective
there you go.
Shout? Yeah, they must have a shit ton of money back somewhere.
our resident Australian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 But
I
there
mean,
you
there's
go.
lots of other crowd funding out there, but I feel like
Yeah.
Stripe's pretty big.
Yes.
I'd be surprised if they're not involved in like Indigo and those other places.
I never checked Indiegogo. You know what? I never checked them for the.
Yeah, you
I don't
got,
think they do well for games.
Well,
I checked Backer Kit
because
and
gaming
Found,
is on Kickstarter.
Yeah. And
But,
Game
I mean,
Found and Backer Kit.
Yeah, Backer Kit. And that's that's the way the market moves though.
I mean, Stripe is everything, right? Isn't Stripe like huge?
Yeah, I mean they're big, but they're not everything. There's always a hole in the market. People usually think they've got the market cornered until
Yeah.
these
Bitcoin
sorts of
arrived.
things. Yeah, prohibition. We tried that old prohibition thing for a little bit until we realized it was a really not only a bad idea but an impossible idea.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Let me share you something. We're gonna look at some Kickstarter that I found interesting. All right, you ready?
Yes.
You ready to be blown away?
You can't be blown from Kickstarter. We were just established.
No? Oh yeah, okay, it's true. Tom Clancy: The Division, the official tabletop RPG, is doing like all that. So I'm sorry, my money is in Canadian, but this is in euro. It's like nearing like 400,000 euro, right?
Yeah.
With 10 days to go. Pretty big Kickstarter. And it's made by a French company that did mostly like localization. He's gonna use a D10 system that you roll dice pool D10 system basically, but you pick one dice. So you roll like between 1 and 5 dice depending on your skill, and then you pick the highest, and that's your result. And if it's above
there's kind of a strange like fiction around the Division. I never really understood it fully, but
yeah, there's like a poison
like an
gas
interesting
that
plot.
killed the population, something like that, some kind of epidemic. Yeah, but if you're into that kind of shit, like modern kind of role-playing game with a rule light system, you can give this a try, right? And a lot of people are into it apparently because it's doing pretty well.
Okay.
A lot of money going in there.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah,
that
it's
is
like
doing pretty well.
Less than 2,000 people, close to 700,000.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Phil, because I was going to too. With these big name Kickstarters, I'm always curious what proportion is from what. And in bartending, there's a concept called reflowing the tip jar, which is if you tip yourself $5 at the beginning of the day, other people will see that there's money in there, and there's some psychology where you go, oh, I'll put it in there. Whereas no one ever wants to be the first guy to put the first $20 into a Kickstarter that's sitting at $0. But if it's sitting at 30,000 of 50,000 because the creator put 30,000 in themselves from family's accounts or whatever, then it looks like, oh, it's over halfway there. Yeah, I'll chuck it. I think that'll go through.
Yeah, because this is like average of $300 a person.
Yeah, so there's got to be some people that are putting like house down payments in there.
Like that's a lot.
because that, like, you're talking about this one. This one is Free League, right?
Yeah.
It's Simba Room. It's a pretty
Well, the other
big
one, the numbers were even,
Yeah,
I think, bigger. I think.
yeah, crazy.
But sometimes, like when you do like sometimes they have like well, if you go into that, right, it's 300 for like the main book and the collector edition. So there's probably like a lot of them like that went there, right? 42 backer went there, and then you have like sometimes the
And you're right, it
bundle
says
like for like people or sometimes they have like multiple book for like 5 retailer bundle, right? So those also like play a lot of role.
Interesting.
128 people bought the whole fucking thing that is like $600 basically.
Yeah.
Right? So you got those things, right? But anyway, this is Simba Room. There you go. If people are familiar with it, it's a game that exists. Now it's a new core rule book with setting expansion. I've never been into it. I don't like the system. I don't like the setting.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. You got any
like
opinion on
the
that?
art, and that was about it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it. Really?
No, I've never heard of it. I don't know anything. I think that the I'm gonna be in the complaining about the $15 PDF group.
Yeah,
fucking real. Hey,
yeah,
there is a small indie game, the 40 mixtape. There, it's pay what you want. You can get that PDF.
You on there? Yeah,
180 pages for free.
Oh, it's $27 for the PDF, Canadian though. So
still, holy shit.
Yeah, that's too much.
Only 30 of the backers are doing the PDF. That's interesting.
I often cover like the big Kickstarter, but like this week I have like some smaller one that I found interesting that I wanted to talk about. Oh, there you go. Look at that. This one, it wasn't funded earlier when I put in the list, but now it is, right? It was just about to get funded. But I found this one interesting. It's Medieval Knights, that are RPG adventure from real medieval stories. So I like playing like historical game, right? Especially like medieval historical game. That's kind of like my favorite thing. So when I saw that, I say, if there's people that are like me and that like this kind of like more historical stuff. And one thing that I found interesting in that project too is that you have like a book that come without stat, but then with just like the adventure, and with it you have like a pamphlet that stats the creature and the monster and the NPCs in the book, and they give stat for Tree System, Ars Magica, D&D 5e, and Mithras. And I know we have a lot of Mithras fan in the group. Ars Magica was like, oh man, that's something that we haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything coming out for Ars Magica in forever. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But
must be a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we have a lot of like Mithras people. So
it says over there about the creator Kevin Hassel that he was a former writer for Ars Magica. So there you go.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So there it is. Like it's a small project. They have 27 days to go, and now like they weren't funded before when I did my list, but now they are. So that's good. I'm glad for them. But I thought this could be interesting for some people from my audience, for our audience, right? So there you go. I wanted to share that with you.
That's cool. And
are you backing it?
I might actually. I'm tempted.
Back
like
here on stream. No, I'm sure.
I always like stuff like
the PDF is a bit expensive. Again, it's 20 pounds.
Yeah,
it's a bit expensive, but you know what? I think like maybe I could get one for the shout out, right, Kevin Hassel? You know? Yeah. You know,
get the one where he blows you.
Exactly. Where's the tier where I can
where's the tier?
Get a blowjob?
Oh, they outlawed that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Ah, well.
But it used to be on there, but what are you gonna do?
It's I find it a bit pricey, to be honest. I'm a cheap bastard, right? But
you just go to the bar.
Tempted.
He is in the UK. There is in the modern day there is a certain amount where you have to not price yourself out of the market, but you also have to pay yourself enough to eat lunch, and it's one of those things. Like being in publishing is so difficult. There's a reason.
There's tea and crumpets to consider.
Right, but there's a reason I'm a bartender full time now as my main job. I can't make money off of publishing anymore unless I want to say, guys, like, sure, I'll edit your thing for $50 an hour. You know, that's just the way it has to be now because everything's gotten so fucking insanely expensive. So there is a side to it where I'm like, yeah, it is ridiculous for a PDF, but also, well, how many hours did it take them to make?
When everyone's broke, do people go to the bar more?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, we are doing very well. We put our best year on record last year, and that is consistent with like every recession that's ever happened.
That's so interesting.
Discretionary spending. So people spend more money on like, you know, little treats. Little things
it's weed. People smoke weed now. They don't go to the bar anymore.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. There's fewer.
They still drink here.
Yeah, I was about to say there's fewer young people, but that never really was the demographic in a cigar lounge, like higher end bar anyways. But, you know, when your gas price, you know, when you're paying $200 a month for gas instead of $100 a month for gas, then the $10, you know, shot of whiskey is like, well, that's a 20th instead of a 10th of what it was. So
they use girl math on
exactly. It's easy. It's like, well, what the fuck am I going to do with $10 now? It's not funny. Like I'm going to be able to put that on a down pay. You know, my generation's been getting so much flack for ordering DoorDash and, you know, getting food.
Well, DoorDash is insane. DoorDash is insane though.
Unless
they're not increasing their price. I have friends that are doing DoorDash.
Unless
you get like fucking $45 for like McDonald's, right? It's like crazy.
But you got to get the student discount. I haven't. Anyone from DoorDash, close your ears now. I haven't been to college in 6 years, but I still get the student account for it. So it's a pretty good deal for me.
We disavow.
Yeah.
Fraud.
Also, like for the PDF thing, right, being too pricey, there's also like one thing like you say like, well, you have to consider like not pricing you too cheap, but also like if you make it too expensive, you're gonna sell less of them, right?
So like I said, pricing yourself out of the market, you know.
Yeah, it's like maybe if you did like 15 pounds instead of 20 pounds, maybe you like would you have sold like
X
twice as many, or you know, it's I don't know,
$20, dude. Like, what are you talking
20?
About?
Yeah.
I think the thing too is it's not a physical object. Like that's my thing with the PDF, right? Yeah. Because when it's physical goods, right? Like people will complain about high cost, but people will say like, "Oh, you're selling the fucking new, you know, going back to card games, you're selling the new Pokemon ETBs for $75, but the MSRP for $50." And it's like, yeah, man. But at 75, they're still sold out in 10 minutes. So why wouldn't they just keep raising the number until they stop selling out instantly?
But when it's
digital,
you have
digital, it's like whatever. Yeah,
right.
There's no.
I just kind of view like PDF prices as like almost like tips. So it's like I don't really like care.
Well, that's why we did pay what you want, right? Because it's like it's not and I think it's tragic. It'd be cool if you could consistently make a living off of this stuff, but I think it's just these things have gone the way of the side hustle.
It's something you have to do for love first and foremost, I think, right? You do it because you enjoy doing it and stuff like that. Like I never thought like it's you shouldn't see that like, oh, I'm gonna make you shouldn't see that as a hustle. You see that as a hobby. It's a fucking hobby.
I think you can see a lot of the detriment of the bottom line and losing love for it out of 5e, out of the big players where there's a lot of how do we make the next product to get people ready to consume next product, not how do I make a cool thing for Dungeons and Dragons. Still a little bit of that, but it's dwindling.
I want to talk about this one, right? Yeah. Roguelike. TTRPG. Yeah. You got like the seal of like Project We Love from Kickstarter. So it's not doing a ton of money. Fair a number of backer, like, right? So like the price per backer is much lower. 4 days to go. Why did I want to talk to that about that? Well, there's two reasons. One, it's because it's bringing like video game mechanics to role-playing game, right? Which is always something like it's really like trying to do a roguelike. They talk about like a game like 80s and Binding of Isaac and stuff like that, right? Enter
They
the
really
Gungeon.
went out of their way to make it look like a video game.
I
Yes, with the
am
cartridge and stuff like that.
I'm deeply confused because we're citing all 2010s roguelikes and roguelites, but we have a Game Boy Color like aesthetic going on.
Yeah.
And all of the cartridges are Game Boy based.
And also,
And we didn't cite Rogue as an inspiration for
Well,
which
no,
the genre is named after.
and none of those games were they're all roguelite, not roguelike. And this game is
Exactly.
definitely roguelite because you build like the big difference in that is like you build permanent thing over your run, right? So
Yeah.
the next run you do, you keep some progress from run to run. That's the difference. And clearly this game is about that. Yeah, they went with roguelike.
Yeah.
And also Rogue was an attempt at bringing D&D to the computer.
Right.
And now we're going the other way around, right? Like there was limitation and stuff like that. So it's always something that bothers me a bit.
It's interesting.
It's very weird. It's where the Ouroboros eating its tail at this point.
Yeah.
I don't hate the aesthetic though. Like
no, I don't. I just think it's very
I don't.
confusing.
it is not I agree. It's a strange
Yep.
label.
The aesthetic is not for me, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's all right for where
my worry with the games that they picked is what makes those games compelling is not the RPG mechanics, it's the gameplay. Like Hades is good because it's very the combat's very satisfying. Enter the Gungeon is good because the bullet hell mechanics are very satisfying.
It's how do you turn bullet hell into a role-playing game?
Right.
I don't think this game is a role-playing game at all. It's a dungeon crawler. They use kind of like role-playing mechanics because you're gonna have a character sheet and stuff like that. But and the way, and that's the other reason I want to talk about it also is because like one thing that piqued my attention is that they use this the buxom lady of an RPG, Diana of the Rose, to do their video. If you allow me to play some of it.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, I love rolling dice with everyone. I'm just kind of getting bored of the current campaign. But yeah, I mean, you guys spent 2 hours last week just trying to figure out which direction to go in. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much longer I can.
So she's not immersed in the campaign, and they're spending 2 hours deciding, like, it's door the RPG, right? They're spending 2 hours deciding what, like, or how to open the door, right?
Keep up with game prep. You guys.
We have solution for her. Diana, we have solution for you. It's not like just not playing role-playing game, right?
They're just so game-changingly powerful now that I just... Guys! Whoa, are you okay, dude? What's up? No, I'm fine. I'm great, actually, because I just found our new obsession, okay? They finally made a tabletop game that's a roguelike. Wait, a roguelike? Like Hades and like Slay the Spire and all that? No, exactly. It's like this game where we throw ourselves into a fast-paced dungeon crawl again and again, fighting through a game loop and collecting more loot and getting powerful items each run until we're basically gods.
I mean, yeah, but that's like a video game thing. How does that work for pen and paper?
Well, it's been fully created into its own tabletop system. It just uses a handful of 6-sided dice to use as an action pool and then a d20 for loot. And every dungeon comes in what's called an adventure cartridge, which is a whole self-contained world that we can delve into and then conquer in like an hour. Each room itself only takes like 5 minutes to clear, and every single time we'll gather more lore, we'll pick up key items, and we'll get stronger and survive longer each run.
What do you say, Phil?
I was saying, what's she holding? She's holding a knife.
Yeah, she's holding a knife.
Murder all of her clones.
Yeah, I didn't watch the video.
Be careful,
end, so I don't know if there's a payoff to that knife.
I saw a clone of myself. I'd kill him.
Smart.
I'd fucking.
The two options.
I'd fuck me.
Time loop just get kind of boring though. Okay, didn't you put 200 hours into Blatcher already? All right, I was homesick for a month. Okay, you have a point. Well, and the roguelike RPG already thought of that. Like, they have so much content in all the modules.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking out loud. She's wearing glasses now.
Yeah. Also, the knife look nice. She seemed to have like a nice knife.
Yeah. I agree.
that every run can have different endings, hidden quests, never before seen loot combinations. Like every run is going to be different. Yeah,
Oh.
listen, dude, I don't know how.
It's because the loot. She's getting loot. So every time she come back on screen, she got more loot. So I expect now next time I'm gonna see her, she's gonna have a hat or some shit
Can
like
you
that.
imagine a role playing game where there's a different ending every time? That's not
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
what an idea.
but you go back to the same dungeon cartridge, right? Every time, and like,
You know,
die.
my worry with those is that even in
Loot,
video
die,
games, every time it's different. Sometimes that can be done well. Sometimes it's Borderlands and this gun's totally different and it's just the same copy pasted gun, but it does more damage.
18.3%.
Yeah, it's this one does 5% fire damage instead of 3% lightning damage, and it's like that's not interesting.
I like roguelike or roguelite game. Right?
I do too. I love them,
but I like them with not too much RNG. Because for me, those games are fun when it's about your skill, right? And then you keep trying and you die and you don't make it as far, but you get better over time, right? And then like you can go a little further. That's the appeal. And it feel like in a pen and paper game, you would lose that aspect. And I don't know. I'm not convinced by that project at all.
This is very much a board game, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of a Hero Quest.
Board game, yeah.
Is there a referee in this game?
I assume
seems
so.
optional almost. Like, why do you need a GM?
I didn't. Yeah, with with
like, I would much rather play this with like a deck of cards and like.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it. Now that you mention it, I didn't think about it. It's a good question.
No prep.
No prep,
baby.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But it's probably not in the cool way, right? Super item. Forget classes. It's all about the loot. So basically, like
Tomb of Time.
Do you ever play a character?
That's a Tomb of Lime reference.
It is, yeah.
Probably.
I doubt it. Somehow. Draconic Descent. But I don't see anything about the GM. So I would assume there would be one. Otherwise, it would be like they would say that. Right?
Yeah, I feel like that would be a selling point. Can you imagine playing a role-playing game with no GM and it's not at all a role-playing game?
Again, it's so weird because I just read again on their first like cartridge there. They're like inspirations, Uncharted, and I'm like, yes, classic Game Boy game, Uncharted. Like, no wait, that came out for the PS3. That's not. We're not that retro. What, like, Elf Hunter. The retro vibe is cool, but I'm also like, why are your inspirations not actually?
It's like Zelda. Someone should say Zelda. Somewhere.
Yeah, right. I'm like, are we scared of Nintendo? Are we like?
Were you mad, Tyler, when like there's this terrible video game called Mixtape that came out a week after you did the 40 mixtape?
No, because our sales went up.
Nice.
Already?
Yeah, more people started looking at it after that, and I don't know if it was just search engine optimization or what.
They were tricked.
Yeah, if they just happened upon it, but no, not at all. No, I was pissed at Mixtape because it's fake nostalgia. It is done by people who've never used a cassette player before.
Nope. And anyway, like I thought this Kickstarter with this game or this project was interesting to talk about for those different elements, and I'm glad we had to chat a bit about it. Right, because I'm always considering like the board gamification or the video gamification of RPG. I think it's regrettable, and also I was also interested. Like I would have thought that Diana of the Rose being involved in that project like that, doing the video and would have brought in more money. I'm surprised by that, to be honest. Like I'm tempted to give them money just because of that.
Yeah, obviously. I don't think she's that like popular, is she?
I don't know. She's more popular than me for sure.
I mean, obviously, she's more popular than you.
It brought him in some money, clearly.
Yeah, she gets like when you she got like the money thrown at her, like when she do stream and stuff like that. for her insight, her valuable insight. People value a lot, so show them coin.
She needs to throw some of that money into stuff.
You're not
into
supposed to
her.
laugh, Philip.
She's very echoey. I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get some more thicker curtains, I guess.
Do you think those are sound panels behind her or just art?
I think it's
I think
just
it's
art.
just
They
art.
look very flat.
Yeah. And hard.
Yeah.
She's like the cargo cult of Sun Panel. She saw like those shape on people's wall. They didn't understand what they were. Just reproduced them.
It's like I like hexagons too.
Putting up
Yeah.
egg cartons everywhere. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Smart.
But I also like I saw some video of her that weren't awful, right? Like she made some point that were decent. So I don't have anything against her.
No, she
Nice.
Makes good content.
she points out some really good. So a lot of the problems we're pointing out.
Yeah.
agree.
If you want to come and talk at some point, Diana. Like we're glad to have you on, and I'll keep my misogynistic comments to a minimum, right? No more
Yeah,
than like
I mean, it's not going to be 0.
5 or
Mhm.
10s per hour, right?
Gentlemen.
I think this has been a pretty good record for you. I can't think of too many that you've made so far. You have to pump those numbers up, Max.
Yeah, it's coming. No,
This has been mostly a homoerotic episode.
It has been, weirdly.
misogynistic.
Yeah. They're not mutually exclusive though.
Yeah.
where did I want to share this
Break.
one? Break. The anime inspired tabletop RPG is back. I forgot what I found interesting about that.
I also don't know
Oh, yeah.
found interesting about this.
They're making a lot of money. There you go. That's what I
Oh,
found
okay.
interesting about that.
There you go.
There you
Their
go.
goal was 37,000 for what?
It's like a
There's a lot of art on that.
anime inspired RPG, and they don't say it use the 5e rules, but it's you're gonna be very familiar with people that played 5e, right? It's like basically, right? So
Is
I
this
looked-
it's gonna
AI?
be like
Is this
5e
AI?
like I don't know.
I don't know if it's AI or if it's just no art direction, because that's what
That's
pisses
so
me off
generic.
about, because there are a few anime that I really like, because
Yeah.
anime itself is not the selling point. Like that would be
Yeah.
like saying, I'm going to make a I'm trying to think, like I'm going to make a video game based TTRPG, and I
Mhm.
didn't specify like instead of the last one being specifically roguelikes, I was just like,
Yeah.
no, it's just going to be based on video games. It's like, what do you mean the whole medium? And you look at
Yeah.
some of this artwork, and it's so like, okay,
It's gonna be
are we-
Bong, and it's gonna be Pac-Man, but it's also
Yeah.
gonna be like Last of Us and
yeah, and it's like what
God of
every
War.
anime is just a medium. It's not a. It's like we've got
Yeah.
some fantasy stuff. We've got some, some almost.
There's a lot of art in the book. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like you're paying for an art book, but
But I'm with you on that, Tyler. Like like there's some anime I like, but it's not. I
Yeah.
don't like something because it's anime, right? It's
Yeah.
like if the story is good and
Right.
it looked nice and like that, I like it. But there's a lot of trash out there.
become a box ticking exercise, right? Where it's like, well,
Yeah.
it's anime because we've got some Japanese influence, and then we've got like the character in a mech suit, and then we've got like a green dog because there's a green dog for reasons, and it's like, okay, but I feel like
Look at that.
it's very
Oh my God, look at that fold out. It's like so generic.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
character generator.
it's very
Yeah,
pastiche.
it's like it's
They're all in the
everything
same.
kitchen
They're all in
sink,
the
right?
same pose.
yeah, it's straightforward. Yeah.
But it's everything in the kitchen soup, so there's no identity, right?
Yeah.
Because like,
Right.
oh, what is it?
That's why it looks AI.
Whatever you wanna be.
Those pictures.
Yeah.
They're all standing the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big pet peeve of mine. Oh, there's a guy with a suitcase there, so I guess isekai.
Yeah,
I'm an
Isekai,
isekai. I'm in
yeah.
the isekai.
And
Good.
it's interesting. I can't remember which studio had said this recently, but I saw it in an article where one of the big anime publishing companies was saying, "Hey, we've pushed too far into isekai. We basically oversaturated that market. We need to make others." So the
No
anime
shit.
companies are realizing it.
Yeah. So they seem to have like 5 stat, right? So might, strength, depth, it's dex, grit, it's con, Inside, that's gonna be wisdom, and aura is gonna be. Oh, they got rid of intelligence.
Mm.
Aura.
Bundled it with
And-
Insight, probably.
yeah.
6, 10, 8. This guy's this no, it's blurry. So it's probably not 5e, but they mentioned they're
It's just
pushing
one magic
it
stat
around it.
instead of two. I guess charisma's a magic stat, but you just
Yeah,
bundled
inside-
wisdom and
Wisdom, yeah.
wisdom and intelligence.
Good book
Yeah.
binding though. I like that. Looks like a high quality book.
Yeah.
I like the product. I just I
like that.
It's okay. Yeah, that's cool. I know.
Yeah, that looks very like the Dragon
you
Ball.
could show his genitals. If
You
wanted,
could. You could.
Because of the human genitals.
if you wanted to. I'm not saying, that,
Yeah.
but you could.
Could if you
What
give a
about that?
dog dick to a man, could
Yeah.
you show it?
Are you saying like
Because
having
of it-
sex with a man?
No.
no. Like
No,
if you
it's a
put,
man.
like-
But his dick is the dick of a dog, so it's not human genitals, even though it's attached to a
Ooh.
human.
What if you give human genitals to a dog?
No.
That's
I
the other
think
side
that's
of
the
that.
more
coin.
likely.
Which one is more offensive to
Situation.
Stripe?
I would say the first one, the one you said is more offensive.
If you're a Kickstarter publisher,
To me,
ask
to
these
me
questions.
Yeah, we gotta nail these down because we don't know when they're gonna
Yeah,
be subjective with their
like,
rules.
Kickstarter, I'll need to really know where the line is here, right? I need
Yeah, before I
You
start
really
on this project,
I can't sell my body at all, right? Just real quick. All right. Now I have some.
All right.
questions.
We had like so like this break thing doesn't appeal to me either.
Ah.
This one, I think we talked about it in the last show, right?
Mhm. This one, Neon.
Now the
Honest.
11 days to go.
Oh, we did talk about this.
$14 million,
What
10
the
million
hell?
US. A lot of money. What it is? It is it's Space Odyssey 5e.
Okay.
So Space Opera 5e, sorry. So
I
yeah,
really like this aesthetic a lot. Oh, is there a lot of
It's nice.
minis?
yeah, you
Nice.
can have like a
Is there all
bunch of
stretch goals
minis
or
and-
something?
or
Stretch,
stretch
goal the
goal
hell
or like
out
an
of it?
add-ons.
Oh.
But yeah, the aesthetic is nice. I gotta say
Yeah.
that. And
I like color.
to be honest, like yeah, if you're big into 5e and you want a game that is like a space opera kind of game, and I think
Mhm.
5e could work well for that.
Really? Because I was
Why
about
not?
to say the opposite.
Really?
Because most space operas aren't very combat oriented at all. But
Hmm.
5e is pretty much exclusively combat oriented.
Maybe.
Like if you
I
watch
don't
Star
know.
Trek, how many episodes?
Star Trek's
is-
not space opera.
You don't think so?
No, I'm thinking like Star War and shit like that.
I agree with that.
Because I always think Star Trek, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Galaxy Express 39,
No, Captain Orlok is space opera, but there's fight in that.
yeah.
There's space pirate with like their laser rapier, right? I could see 5e being used for that, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It depends. Like it's not like
kinda agree with you.
No, not well for. It wouldn't work well for anything that's like a little bit more art sci-fi, right? A little more serious. Yeah, no, 5e wouldn't be the right thing, but something that's silly and like, yes, there's like science fiction. It's a bit fantasy in the same time. We don't really care about like explaining the science. It just like happened, and you just
Just
yeah.
fantastical.
go for it, right?
The game that this is like the tone that this is putting off, I would say 5e is good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Look, those books look very nice.
Mhm.
Very cool aesthetic.
really do.
right? Yeah.
I guess that's a better example. Like Doctor Who. There's just not. There is combat in it, but not a ton.
Oh,
Like-
there you go. Like Elfantar is asking if is this from Aventis Group? It is. So yes. I don't know what they do. So I don't know them. So but apparently you do. So
Episodic things don't seem space opera to me.
Really interesting. I guess
I just Like, you guys seem to know more about it than I do. But
I guess I need to talk to more people about what space operas are. I guess. Yeah. Okay, I looked it up. Wikipedia at least considers Star Wars and Star Trek and Space Battleship Yamato fly.
Okay.
So the definition apparently is very vague.
of course,
It's okay, so it can include very combat oriented stuff and less so. So all right.
The
Fair
books
enough.
also seem not outrageous, right? 165 US for the 3-core book in a bookcase, right?
Yeah,
The
that's
nice
sounds about right.
edition. It sounds, yeah, that's kind of reasonable. I
PDF
think.
trilogy for $80.
Good look. Now that is, I almost wonder sometimes if they price them like that. So you go, why the hell would I do that?
Yeah,
Not
just get
buy
the real one.
Dude, just chuck us the extra 80 and
Because every PDF you sell is gonna be 6 copies.
right.
Oh, there's a deluxe trilogy with oh
That looks cool.
wait,
Yeah, it does.
yeah, but those look cool too. But yeah, those look
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Pay your artists and graphic
240.
designers more because man, they're
And you can tell
Well,
it's
maybe that's why there's 240.
yeah, it might be.
a lot. I'm sure a lot of this money is going to artists.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan
I
of
would
5e,
hope.
right? But like if I was a 5e guy, I'd be tempted, to be honest.
Mhm.
So good on them, $10 million. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
Why
a
not?
good chunk of change. Yeah.
Save $1,020 with the deluxe box, guys. Does that come with a backpack? No, it's a dice bag. Never mind. I like
Next
that
one.
backpack. I want that as a backpack.
Oh, Night Shift, the Devil Division. It's making a good chunk of change too. Not something like we saw, but like 161 British pound. Right now we're on backer kit. I found nothing on GameFound this week. Strangely enough, oftentimes like I have a few GameFound projects, there was nothing that piqued my interest. The reason I like this one, the concept is cool, right? It's like your Night Shift Devil Division. It's like you're in the 90s in Tokyo and you're fighting against demons and ghoul and stuff like that,
That's
right?
cool.
It's a cool concept.
See, they
The
have
reason,
yeah.
cool monster design, no?
Yeah. Well, and I was gonna say their inspirations were 3 things from the same genre. They had a very clear, just like the last one, they have very clear tone and
Yeah.
style that they're going for.
Yeah.
Shark.
So
Man.
the reason I put that in to look at that, you do you like this one, Phil? With the TV with the
The thriller. That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
The reason I put that one in is like, well, once it's making a good amount of money, a lot of backer, 12-day left, but also it's using the draw steal system. Obviously, I'm out. I'm not interested anymore. But it's the first, I think, from what I know, it's the first time I see a project using a draw steal system, right, for something else.
Mm-hmm.
that's
So
a
Tragic.
wild
Yeah,
choice.
yeah, it's a waste of a good setting.
Well, hey, cool art book and yeah.
161,000, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, that's cool looking. That's a shame to pick that. Putting a
Yep.
Honda, putting a Prius engine in a Mustang here.
Yeah, but some people, right, like are still interested, right? It's making a lot more money than I ever make in this fucking hobby. So
Well, there's that.
especially with the new rules with Kickstarter, right? That killed my old mission.
Yeah, it's a real shame. But I do wonder.
Let's
though,
check the stretch goals on this little game.
Oh, it's backer kit. Maybe that's the way I should go, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
No,
Yeah.
going back to
Nice.
like the game shops I've been to recently, looking at like you'll see some D&D 5e supplements, some Pathfinder stuff that's missing. That they've got holes in. I wonder how much money Draw Steel and these other games are making off of shops buying them and being unable to sell them because the stores near me, they're full of Draw Steel and there's maybe
Really?
one book missing. They're like
Oh,
nobody
really?
is buying them. So
No one
Would-
buys
Alright. I wish
No
we could
one
start.
buys anything.
Well,
I
no
wish
one
we could
buys
have, like,
anything. This is true, but-
I wish we could have like somebody that owned like a store that sell RPG book and to tell us about like what's going on the floor.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a good interview.
You gotta
Somebody that knows
investigate.
somebody.
I had
Yeah.
I have friends that own a store out in Dell City, to the suburb of Oklahoma City, and when COVID happened, they basically shifted totally away from that market. They basically don't do board games or tabletops at all anymore,
Yeah.
other
Oh,
than
yeah?
just like what comes in secondhand, and they move way onto the card game
Cards.
and video game side of things
Oh yeah.
because
what
the
about
video
Funko
game the used video game market just exploded in the last 5 years, and they
Do they
were
do like
running
Funko Pops?
So they're not
No,
making
no.
video games anymore.
yeah
I was
nobody's
shopping around for a GameCube. Like I wanted to get my Mario baseball back.
you want to
Double Dash.
you want a cheat code, Phil?
Yeah.
Get a
Emulator.
first generation Wii, because they can
Oh, yeah.
play GameCube games and they're usually cheaper to about as expensive as a GameCube.
Why not? And I think they take GameCube controllers.
Yep, they've got 4 slots for them built in. Yep, you don't
Nice.
have to
Yeah.
do any.
Good tip.
There you go. That's what you
Nice
guys
looking
do.
book too, eh? In the limited edition. I got
Oh
given
yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
cool.
I guess.
I got one last project
my
on the crowdfunding thing, and it's the future of TTRPG. That's a software. That's a piece of software, right? Like making a lot of money again. Look at that, like a $250,000 euro
Amsel.
with 12 days left to go. Amsel Shoot Chapter 2, and it's a software to help you roll your player on your.
Oh,
Fun
that's
interacting
RPG
with your
campaign.
players.
No, it's like you
I know.
create scene with music and stuff like that,
it's
and you
like a
pre-plan
video
and you can
editor
have
software.
the change for sound, yeah. And
Can I make branching paths?
And then
You
you
can
can have like
find
your
paths.
scene. Maybe you can have your scene ready, and you can change the tone and stuff like that. But
You got to get an expansion for branching paths.
share and mislead. That's
now you, and
less
they
than-
say like it's to help you tell story, right? That's how they sell that
Yeah.
too, right? So
I was
yeah, you're missing the
into-
point.
I was into World Anvil for a little while.
yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like
kind of let you do stuff like that, but
yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
obviously it's a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
The difference with World Anvil is you can use it a posteriori after the game to take
Yeah.
your note, right? Which
Mhm.
this is very much for prep, right? And then that's gonna fucking sink your prep in concrete, and it's gonna fucking happen when I put all those hours of prepping. This encounter, you're gonna fucking get through it by hook or
What-
by crook.
When I'm doing seminars at the library or at conventions, this looks like it would be really nice instead of like a PowerPoint for doing like presentations. Where you have a captive audience that is just sitting there and doing nothing. That seems like what this software would be good for. But
Yep.
Designed for captive audiences.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's not a bad software for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's a use for that, but
So you could have music pop up like in the right time, and then have
yeah. No, they can tell like, oh, you can share lore about your world.
It's like a
right, and
really
stuff
good
like that,
PowerPoint.
right?
yeah. That's what it seems like. It seems like a really nice PowerPoint generator.
Presentation
Yeah.
designer.
You can make like line for your plot, but anyway, if somebody's interested
Branching
in that, that's something that
paths.
exists. Yeah,
Finally.
but plan your session
Good God.
anyway.
You too can do 4 hours of work for a 2-hour session and then wonder why you're burnt out.
Exactly. So this is all the
like
Crazy.
fucking like 4 hour of work for like a 2-hour session, and that is gonna you have to throw away because the player won't engage with it and they want to do something else suddenly, or you're gonna have to force them and then like they're gonna be disengaged, right? So
Yeah.
because like it doesn't matter what we choose because like the GM has something as a plan.
Well, that's why you have to train your players properly.
yeah.
Yeah.
because you didn't expect the
guy.
branch to happen earlier, and now it did, and now you're like, oh
You just
man.
gotta make
Yeah.
it clear with highlighting details. They'll pick up on it.
So if you see by Exhibit A from here, we can either go to the stable or you can go to the blacksmith. The two things that exist in every fantasy town. There's no other buildings. Sorry, guys.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You highlight the, and then like it's oh, now it's time for me to give you a unique, interesting choice.
Oh, speaking of which, I've been trying to get like
have
this
anything to
might
say.
be a little bit of a gaming news aside, but I don't care.
That's all the news I had. So if you have something else to add to the docket, feel free.
Well, it's like this week in gaming stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I've been trying to get Grok because it was like finals. I was teaching kids. I'm on summer vacation now, so I'm not doing this anymore.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's awesome. Some kids were like, "Hey, you're gonna teach summer school?" I'm like, what idiot would ever do summer school? The poor. No, I'm sorry. But I was like, you actually get good money for it. Anyways, I'm trying to like role play with a chat bot, and they're terrible at it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I want to see if this chat bot can do a mega dungeon. And so I was like, okay, I want to do a mega dungeon. So you're doing a mega dungeon, and I'm going to design my character. I design my character, and then it does the mega dungeon, and it just like really tries to kill the shit out of me.
That makes
Really?
sense.
Like immediately. They're like, I like walk in and it's like, okay, there's skittering bugs across the ceiling. There's some sort of giant weird monster over there, and then another giant weird monster over there. Very tight hallway. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try. And they're like, okay, well the things are skittering down now. They're closing in behind you. I'm like, okay, well I'm killing those guys. And then we get through it all. And then I come up with this like kind of good idea. Like I run out of the mega dungeon. Apparently there's like this mystical force field there, and like the AI is like, oh man, those monsters, they get up to that force field and they're trying to get at you. And it doesn't realize, it's like the AI doesn't realize that I have now trapped all of the biggest monsters in the dungeon behind this thing. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna start tossing all my alchemy fire and all of them and just like blowing them all away. And then it's like, oh man, they're getting really angry now. Now you're in for it. And I'm like, well, am I? It's like it turns away, and then I'm like, okay, so I killed all those little skittery thingies, and now the giant mob is walking off. So I like run in through the force field because it turned its back on me. I run in through the force field and I jump on its back and just like I have this like poison dagger. I'm like stabbing its back, and then it's like, wow, now all the skittering things are back and they're all trying to eat you. I'm like, fuck you.
It really is an OSR DM. It's done that very well, very reliably.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, wow, this is exactly what like a shit DM would do.
Yeah.
They don't recognize that I had like this good move. I'm trying to find.
But some people that never experience something better will think it's great at it, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking point. But the
Exactly.
question is, did you have fun doing it?
I did not. I'm having a little bit of
That's the
fun
point
doing
thing.
it. Yeah.
That's the point.
I just want to I want to read you. I know that reading what AI thinks is a bit of a meme, but I just want you to hear about it. I misspelled it as Ega Dungeon, and so it just started instead of Mega Dungeons. I misspelled it, and so it just started calling it the Ega Dungeon. Anyway, so I said something like, you have to win, I guess. I'm a madman for using a good tactic. You populate the first room with dozens of powerful creatures and more on the way that all sense me. Dungeon God doesn't want me to get past the room. Like, what are you trying to do? He's like, I hear you. You're right to be pissed. I fucking
I fucking hate those like the AI always like affirming you, right? Just like,
yeah. My intent was never you have to lose. And that the dungeon god hates you. And it justifies its bullshit. And then I said, why not let me win? Why do you have to win? And then it said your move, let's actually let you win this one if you play it well. And I'm like, don't let me do anything. You don't get it. Everybody's like, no, I do get it.
Well, it's
Okay, this is the one I wanted you to read. I get it. I kept escalating instead of letting your bold plays land. Their paralysis venom. I had a dagger with paralysis venom. Riding the boss should have been felt badass and rewarding, not like the world was cheating on to stop you. I missed that. No need to continue. Sorry for ruining the fun. If you ever want to try again, just say the word. I'll do better. Otherwise, no hard feelings. Take care. I'd say you really don't understand at all. It says no. I think I do.
Machine.
I think I do understand.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I don't think.
I don't know. It doesn't understand.
no.
Mm.
It doesn't have intent either. So
Yeah.
my intent was not. No, you don't have intent. You're.
Yeah.
You're.
And it said, this is the line. It says, I got too focused on making the mega dungeon feel dangerous and reactive and forgot the most important part, letting you have fun.
There we
And
are,
look
full
awesome.
circle.
Look awesome when you play smart. And I'm like, no,
Oh, shit.
that's not at all the important part.
Well,
Anyway.
those are the two genders of role playing games.
Yeah.
So you have
Rule of
OSR
cool.
try to kill you mega dungeon, or you
Right.
have rule of cool just have fun. There's
Yeah.
nothing else out there. That's it.
There's no way
Right.
to like try to get a legitimate like simulation of anything.
No.
It's
It's
just
funny
like,
because they talk about like AI is gonna make like video game in real time, just the video
Mhm.
game you want, right? They can't
Yeah.
even like don't master a dungeon yet, right? It's like we're so far
Yeah.
away from it.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, I'm using Grok, so I think are you guys trying other things? Have you guys tried? Is there better out there? I feel like
No.
I'm just using
They're all
Grok because
bad.
I'm verified.
No.
It's like
Yeah.
free. So
No. I fiddled around with ChatGPT in the early days because
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Are you worried it's going to take your writing and editing jobs?" And I was like, "If you are, you have a really high tolerance for
really
bad
bad.
writing." Yeah. Like it's
there's like a one that's getting really popular right now. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Cloud?
Cloud. Yeah,
Mm,
I'm curious about that one.
Is it cloud or is it
It's
cloud?
Claude. Claude.
Well,
Cloud,
are
yeah, I
you
don't know.
asking what is it to a French person
Yeah.
or what is it to an English speaking
Yeah.
person?
Is it with a AU or OU?
I
Hey, you.
believe it's a AU.
Oh,
So that would
that's
be
cloud.
called Cloud. Claude.
Yeah, we're
Claude.
we're Southerners, so we barely speak English.
It's-
So
it's Claude.
Yeah, it's
Like a horse clods.
yeah.
How do you call the thing in the sky, right? Those like
We call those clouds.
Clouds. Yeah.
How do you call thing in the sky?
cloud.
You fucking barbarian.
The bird. You know.
Sorry. How do you call thing in sky? Like, oh, well, that's a good question. What a great question, Max.
That's what the content you call you for.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we're really running a this is just Gallagher at this point. It's-
Mhm.
All right, let's talk fun then.
All right. Let's do it.
Phil, you got a topic for us?
I have a topic, but you have it ready, if I recall. That was our deal. But
Oh,
I found
No, I gave it to you in the private
I
chat
know
because
you
I cannot
gave
go
it
on
to me,
cannot go on Twitter.
I can get it again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
check
I
the
found
private chat. Yeah, on
oh in the
StreamYard
private chat. I got you.
Yeah, on StreamYard, yeah.
There's a how do you get there? I don't even know how to get there.
It's
Can you
the-
oh,
on
there
the-
it is.
on
I
the
see it
right.
now. I see it now, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay, so I was just trolling the old X the other day.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm following this guy. I just was following all the role-playing people.
Yeah.
And I found this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys have heard of him. Do you know this guy?
No.
His name is Huckleberry Spider.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's not
so
doesn't have big presence, does he?
I don't think so. So I'm going to share it.
Yeah. I'll put it on. Well, you can put it on screen yourself. I guess.
Boop. Well, I mean, we just went through all that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I thought it was like a really interesting thread of opinions he had
Mm-hmm.
that would be really good to respond to,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll boost him up.
So if you're on X, you can like follow the account of the role of the real
Huckle-
roleplay.
Huckleberry Spy. Yeah, follow our account too.
Ours, yeah,
Off the rails, obviously.
yeah.
Anyways, so this is what he says.
It's run by Phil, the account on X, because I cannot be trusted there.
Yeah. It's so he says the central issue with modern RPGs is the idea that the rules are suggestions. They aren't. If you think they are, you've already proven somebody's rule is ironclad yours. So that's the first in a long list
Yeah.
of
Yes.
so I thought it'd be like a video response.
Yeah,
Just a thread.
a video response to that. So the central, okay, there's like, first, I don't know if like the second part there, if you think they are, you're already proven that somebody's rules are ironclad yours. I don't necessarily think that this segue, right? It's like,
yeah. I don't have a problem with having my own ironclad rule. I don't even understand what that means.
yeah,
Like I'm
because oftentimes the
in
distinction,
charge of my life.
Right.
Right?
yes. Well, hopefully you are. You're a
Ideally.
married man,
Yeah.
so
Hey, yeah.
If my wife says it's okay, usually I'm in charge of my
Yeah.
life.
The like we often talk about like the rules versus rulings, right? That's
Mhm.
oftentimes like the bugbear that comes back in
Yep.
RPG, right? Should you
Mhm.
just like follow the rules, or just like make a rulings, and what if there's no rules for that thing, right?
This was probably the less egregious one here, but I would say, how do you feel about rules as written versus homebrew? Do you have a strong opinion on that?
Well, that is a different conversation than rules
Yeah.
versus rulings, because
Yeah.
homebrew, I love homebrew as long
Mhm.
as you write it down first and talk to everybody about it. Now,
Yeah.
occasionally you'll run into an edge case where it's like, oh shit, no, the designer didn't think about that and they didn't give a rule, and you have to do a ruling, right?
Mhm.
You can't create. You probably could, and that book would be 3,000 pages long or something like that, right? You
Mhm.
know, you have a Diderot's encyclopedia where you get about 500
Well,
pages
it's
trying to describe everything and go, oh shit, that's
Wait.
impossible.
David Byron did it, and the book's
Right,
only
yeah, that's
900
true.
page long.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fatal.
Yeah, but even that, I'm sure of the 7 people that have actually tried to play Fatal, they probably ran into some edge case. Like, I'm not gonna imagine the scenario. Never mind. I was gonna go do an example.
Can you run anything else than edge case?
But you know what I mean. Use your imagination there. Where I would have taken this is saying, well, if you have rule 0, which is you can always modify these rules, that's a rule, right? That is written into the system. And if we all agree to play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and we all read the rule book, we know, oh, okay, the GM has some ability to change what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope you're not pulling a Matt Colville and going, well, this rule was from 4th edition that I like. I was like, well, hang on a minute. We didn't agree to play 4th edition, though. We agreed to play this game.
Yeah, and he does it like during the game, in the middle of like fucking session.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Now what you're gonna do here, like in like didn't you have like a session 0? You could discuss like, I want to bring this through in that game, right? Like, okay, we agree with that, so we know we expect now. Like, let's stop the session and then do real session 0 and just before combat start, right? That's fucking asinine, right?
Yeah.
So what is I guess I didn't understand that. What do you mean by rules versus rulings then?
It's well, oftentimes like rule light game, right? Or rely more into rulings, and like what Grognar guy said there too, like today's ruling is tomorrow's rules, right? So once you rule something, then it becomes the rules, right? Like, so you say like, oh, I don't like there's no rules really of stealth work. Well, we're gonna sit to work like, oh, just do this roll, and you're gonna roll against perception, and that's how we're gonna do it, right? But then like once you make this ruling on the spot, then the next time somebody use stealth, you expect that it's gonna work the same way. So now the ruling you make on the spot become the rules, right?
Okay. So what do you think
And
this guy's talking about?
uh,
Or like raw versus
Well, for example, like
Yeah.
3.5 Dungeons and Dragons has the infamous grapple flow chart, which is a
Yeah.
mess, and lots of 3.5 players didn't use it. They just
Mhm.
said, and just roll your strength, or just roll strength plus base attack bonus on the fly, because that's way faster. That would be an example of a ruling that's going over the rule that the
Mhm.
actual book has told you.
so like intentionally
Yeah.
bypassing a rule.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like sorry, who said it here? I missed it here somewhere. Yeah, Elf Hunter said so many examples of rulings I've heard are just breaking the rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like some like especially if you play a game like like, and that would be like almost a bad example that I would prefer the ruling. But like let's say like you jump off a cliff and then you're gonna take 1d6 damage per feet you fall, something like that, right?
Yeah.
You can have like this barbarian character making the math in his head and say, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking jump down the cliff, right? Because I have enough hit point to do.
Yep.
But then that's like I most likely have enough hit point to survive, but that's like a 50 feet cliff, right? And the GM say, well, no, you would die from that. Well, according to the rules, no.
Yeah.
Roll those fucking 50 d6.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take like 158 point damage or like
Yeah.
100 and something like that, right? 100 and
Mhm.
but like I can survive that. It's because it's bludgeoning damage, right?
Yeah.
And I was so there, I'm fine. But
Have the ridiculous John Wick scene where he's falling out of like a 4-story building and hitting everything on the way down, and it's like stands up somehow at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I think
So
my
then- so then-
main I'm sorry, go ahead.
so then that would be one example, like the rules say one thing and the player like acted according to like expecting that the world would behave as the rules state, but the GM feel now at the moment that the rules is a bit silly, create like a silliness in the you break the immersion, so you
Mhm.
want to educate it.
Mm.
So which one should you go with?
I like leaning towards the rule of the system, right? If it's common knowledge,
Yeah.
like if you know it, if everyone knows it.
Yeah.
I think that the main issue I had with this first post is the same issue Ponder the Orb has. I don't think the central issue at all is the idea that rules are. I think it is a very minor issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
That people don't want to role play?
I think
No,
the real issue is that people don't want to role play in a role play.
Yes, no, exactly. I agree.
I would
and
say that is the central issue in modern.
and
role-playing.
like in the example for the jumping off thing, right?
Yeah.
That would be like a role play woods, like a role play solve everything. So that would solve that issue as well, because now like the player wouldn't be playing the rules, would be playing his character, right? And he say like, well, no, that's like it's too high. I'm not fucking jump down on there, right? Nobody would want to do that unless you're like a mentally challenged.
I want to push
suicidal.
back on this slightly because they are intertwined, because these can prevent you from role playing, and it's one of the most annoying things that the Critical Role guys do, which is
Go ahead.
I'll allow that.
Oh yeah.
I'll allow you to do that when you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, the rules don't technically let you do that, but I think that would be cool, so I'm going to let you do that. It's really hard to role play when that's the kind of GM that's there.
Right. It encourages the negotiation.
Right. So you if that's the kind of rule, specifically how they're doing rulings, they're not just silently doing it or going, okay, just roll this, but they're saying, yeah, that's cool. So I guess I'll let you do it this time because I like what you're doing here. That kind of ruling specifically. But again, like the post kind of lacks context. So I'd be interested if that's
a really good point, because then in that case, you don't want to you want to avoid GM negotiation. We have a strict, firm understanding of what the rules are. We can avoid that bullshit OC out of character step.
Right.
Smart.
And the way we engage, right, in role-playing game, because we want to role play and want to immerse ourselves, and we don't, we're like, the rules for us are tools, right? They are tools like they would allow us to understand a common language, understand how the world work,
Mhm.
understand how we should behave and stuff like that. And sometimes, like, if somebody say, I want to try to do this, right, and it's not necessarily covered by the rules, the GM might just say, okay, give me a roll, right, and not even specify, and then like the players say, okay, I'm gonna try to roll that, and because we trust each other,
Yeah.
so we're a bit in the ruling kind of side in that
Yeah.
sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like I always imagine the rules are tools, and it's like you don't have to go ask if you can use a hammer to try and
Right.
take this apart. You just try it, and then sometimes
Yeah.
the hammer breaks whatever you were trying to take apart, and then you find out, oh, that wasn't a great tool. I should use a different tool here. But
That's a really good
Yeah.
point. So if a rule requires any kind of out of character discussion about it, then it defeats the purpose of the rule, is what you're saying.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Like the whole, Apocalypse World, Powered by the Apocalypse games are infamous for this. I think it's terrible. They actively encourage you to negotiate with the GM.
Fate as well.
Yeah, and explain to the GM why you think you should be able to use this ability. And I'm like, it should be self-explanatory, right? It should be pretty self-explanatory that, I'm using stealth not to like hide behind, under cover of darkness, but to like slip into a crowd. Like, you don't need to explain that to me. Just say, oh, I'm rolling stealth, and then what you're doing. Yeah, fair enough. If I had a problem with it, I can mention it after the fact.
You say I stealthily slip into the crowd, and then you roll your dice.
Exactly. Yeah.
And no one has to say anything.
Yeah.
But like for me, that's my position would be like rules or tools that can be used, but don't have to be used necessarily. But they can be used to facilitate the immersion, right? Because now we don't have to discuss how we're going to resolve things, because we already have rules that we discussed already. We agreed upon all those kind of things that are likely to happen, like combat and stuff like that. We discussed already how we're going to deal with them. So now when it happens, we can just deal with them transparently without discussing about them all the time.
And I think that's that kind of something that we used to get a lot of shit for. Maybe we still do.
Yeah.
Is that we don't care about rules. But the reality is everyone else is usually doing the negotiation bullshit where they're discussing the rule and how the rule works. Whereas we're like, this is the rule, so that's how we play.
Yeah.
Like that's the way you should do it.
When you have
go ahead, Tyler.
Well, I was gonna say, because I got shit, not a bunch, but a lot of like, oh, you guys said that you could 4D Pathfinder, but are you really using? You barely rolled during this, and I was like, no, I was rolling quite a bit, but also I don't need to. If the DC's 15 and you have a plus 17 to whatever your ability is, I don't need you to roll. I'm using the mechanics, but I don't need to call for a roll, right? Like that. That kind of stuff where it's like, no, we just, when we all know the mechanics, they're hidden. They're almost silent most of the time.
The rule says you don't need a roll.
Right, exactly. I'm like, the game's trying to tell you to save your time. Right? The game's telling you the character's good at the thing. Let them be good at the thing. Don't be Phil's AI over here.
Honestly.
Really don't do better than the fucking machine.
All right, next post. The next problem with RPGs is the idiotic notion that games do not have real world consequences. They do. Stop playing genocidal maniacs and label them as good. Obviously, I disagree with that.
Already, that's interesting. I agree with the last part, but I agree with the first part.
Okay. Oh, you're saying and label them as good.
No. I agree with the. No, like you can fucking play like genocidal maniacs. I don't have a problem with that, right? I play one in real life.
It's the second. That's me. It's the second part that I'm kind of throwing out, but it's the important qualifier is and label them as good. Like you shouldn't be.
I agree with that. Like I agree with that. You can play Genocidal Maniac. Don't label them as good. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So it's not like stop playing Genocidal Maniac. It's just stop doing that and labeling them as good.
It's one whole idea. There's no.
I actually have a really big issue with that. I actually have a really big issue with that in fiction too.
Yeah.
Like
the
what's that one? There's like a show about this serial killer obsessed with blood splatter. What am I talking about?
Dexter.
Dexter?
Yeah. Dexter. I couldn't watch that show because it's just like they keep
Never
justifying
seen it.
this fucking serial killer. It's
Yeah.
kind of pissing me off.
Right.
Like,
But
My
it's a good-looking serial killer, no?
he's
So women like that.
the most recent one that pissed me off was like it's just so lazy at this point. Like Diablo 4. Actually, the demons were kind of
Yeah.
all right, and the whoa, it's all upside down, man. And it's like, okay, cool.
They did that in Guild Wars 2 as well. That's actually when I left Guild Wars 2. You
Well,
basically go to
yeah.
hell and
Yeah.
you're like working with this faction of demons that are
Actually,
supposed to
they're
be
just-
like
They're just misunderstood, man.
sympathetic figures.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
dude,
annoying.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
actually demons, bro.
Yeah.
But the point I also want to talk about, like the idiotic notion that games do not have real world consequence. I think I think your RPG game should have real world consequence in a sense
Interesting.
that, well, real world, like personal consequence, right? Like for me, like I always say that the RPG is a good way to train your empathy, right? Like, and by empathy, I always have to remind people, because people don't get what it is. Empathy is understanding what other people think or feel without projecting your own thought or feeling onto them, right? So you
Okay.
have to consider somebody else is not you and won't think and feel the same way as you do. And that's what you do when you're role playing a character that is not you, right? You say like, well, how would that guy feel in that situation? That guy that is not me, how would he feel in that situation? So I think that's RPG are great at that, right?
What do you think he's trying to say? The OP here.
I think like that if you play the genocide, like because of the second part, right? The genocide. Why I'm struggling with that word? Genocidal maniac. Genocidal maniac. There you go. I got it now. Genocidal maniac. That if you read those guys and pretend they're good, then it wraps your view of right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
I would say that like I don't know this guy. Like I know that, but that seemed like somebody is gonna say like, oh, it's gonna turn you into a fascist, right? If you play those guys, you're gonna turn into a fascist. It's gonna spread ice.
I am not sure because I just looked at his bio and it says he's an Orthodox Christian.
Oh, based.
So yeah, so that's I don't know.
Oh, I follow.
Maybe I was wrong on that, but
how dare you, Max?
His last tweet was the greatest damage of childhood abuse is the moral damage done to someone not yet formed. Millstones are a merciful punishment. So he might be based. Might be.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that he knows how to role play, guys.
It does not. It does not. But
those are separate issue.
Yeah.
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 But it means he could learn.
Yeah.
Anyone can. It's pretty easy.
I agree. I think I don't know. I don't think that it's a problem. So
I don't think it's a big problem.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big real problem.
I know a lot of people that are like, wow, being evil is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then like, be evil in reality.
No, because that's the point. They label it as good.
Right. I think it could be an insidious idea where it's if you.
He might be talking murder hobos here.
Yeah, that was what
maniac might be murder hobo.
That was what I wanted to get into is like because I have had before, when I was running games for college kids and their experience with RPGs was Skyrim was whatever, and they were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna start killing the town guards," and I was like, "Okay, well then you're like if you're successful, you're like a international threat terrorist, and everyone's going to try to kill you on sight." Like, but like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's, and they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, it's not like Skyrim where your bounty just drops. The guys next door just have no idea who you are. What? Ooh. Oh,
right. Let's say that he has a YouTube channel where he plays games.
Oh, cool.
That's gonna be something to I will check out, right? Or have maybe Crispy have a check.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I haven't looked at anybody else's games in a few months. That might be something for me to do. Yeah.
But all right. The other thing like I can think about like it's like players that like, oh, we're gonna let's burn the orphanage, right? We see that in we like
Mhm.
because I'm thinking of Crispy now, and we
Yeah,
saw that
that
in a
was-
game
oh my
recently,
God,
right?
dude.
We
Yeah,
heard a
that was-
game where like the people just burned the orphanage for
We're
some
gonna
reason.
save
I
the
forgot why.
children.
Yeah. And so that would be like Generational Maniac, but those guys thought they were playing the good guy, and like Crispy was like in his unsolicited advice, he was calling like, no man, what you did is fucking horrific, and the fucking
Yeah.
town would be against you, right?
Yeah.
They would turn on you and treat you like the insane people you are. So maybe he's referring to something like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Murder hoboism, not
It's
great.
bad.
Bad role
Yeah.
playing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then labeling him as good. So, like, don't be a paladin
Yeah.
and slaughter a village of goblins.
I think
Yeah.
it's fine to play like maniac or bad guy sometime, but you have to be conscious that's what you're doing.
It's one of the rare times I agree with Brennan Lee Mulligan. It's the funny clip he has where he's like, you can't just be a paladin and like say what you're doing is good. You can't go onto the subway and jack off and say this one's for the troops. Like it's not. It doesn't make it.
That's funny.
I think that's the most I've ever laughed at him. Like he's right.
That's true.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe we're not so far off here, Huckleberry
Yeah.
Spider.
And I think also like one
I
thing for sure also like, if
liking
you're
it.
doing like if you're doing maniac thing, there should be in-game consequence
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Then real world consequence, then like that's a bit more debatable.
Okay, let's move on. If a system causes widespread GM burnout, it sucks.
Yeah, I don't think it's a system thing. I think
don't
it's
think
a
it's a system thing
game
either.
style.
Yeah, I think that's our first hard disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I would say again, games like Powered by the Apocalypse, where you're constantly having to do the GM negotiation. That's
know what?
GM
Yeah.
burnout.
I
Where-
bet
Yeah.
I bet system can cause
Yeah.
a shit game.
Because
Yeah.
I've only played a little bit of PBTA games and I saw enough, but I had friends that played in like a PBTA game for like over a year. And towards the end of that campaign, they were all coming to me like, yeah, man, it's just like nothing gets done every session because you're having to go like, can I use this power to like, and the
Yeah.
GM's like, oh my God, have we not covered that already? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you use like, and you're just trying to constantly back and forth of like,
Okay.
Ooh,
And
and
you
then
know-
here's
you
the
know
word
what?
widespread.
mm,
And you know what? If the
Why
system is causing widespread burnout, it
Yeah.
does indeed fucking sucks. You're like,
yeah,
no,
right.
Oh my god, this guy's on it.
Yeah.
Damn
So I
it.
guess he's right there again.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank God you're here, Tyler.
I
If
would
your
agree with this one.
players if your players refuse to learn the game sucks.
That one I disagree with.
Yeah.
Uh,
players. I blame players.
Yeah, I do
No.
too.
Might be the problem with the player, but it might also be like the wrong game for those player.
That
Yeah.
might also be true. Yeah.
So
It could be
maybe
the
But I-
GM
yeah.
trying to force a system that's just not going to work. But a lot of the times, especially like I'll defend WotC for once. These
Mhm,
damn players don't want to buy the game.
mhm.
They also just expect to sit there and let the DM learn all the rules for them. Where like it drove me nuts when because I used to be a founding member of my college's role playing game club, and we would have guys show up where it was like, I want to play the Pathfinder Kinet Assist, and 5 sessions every single time they had to ask, okay, how do I roll to attack? How do I roll
Yep.
to do that? They're like, we've been doing this for 5 hours, man. Like it's
Yeah.
can you imagine going to like a basketball, gym and you're having to ask the coach on your 5th game how I dribble the ball? Like, what are you doing, man? Like,
But like
I agree.
you're also like if the rules are too complex and unintuitive, it's gonna be harder for a player to learn them too, right? There's some games that are just like harder to learn because of that. So like maybe sometimes you deal with that, right? There's games that are a bear to learn, right?
yeah.
You
I
take
would
the example
say
of
that I am-
basketball.
I was just gonna say I am more inclined to blame a player before the system, though, for sure. because
Yeah.
I feel like
Uh,
it's an issue that happens across every game. Maybe not ECD6,
Hey,
well,
but it
because
probably
it's
would
easy.
still happen there.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I had the same experience as Tyler, except D&D 5e. They're still
Mhm.
asking me what they roll like a
Mhm.
year later.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what are
that's
you
that's
talking
a. I think it can be both, right? It can be like both the
Yeah.
player sucks, it can be, but sometime it can be the system sucks. But
Mhm.
the way you phrase it there, if your player refuse to run the game sucks. Also, it's not saying the system, it's saying the game.
I
So
mean, refuses to learn.
is
That
is
means
the
that
game more than the system?
they didn't even try to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they refuse to learn. Yeah,
They're not even trying to learn. Player
Yeah.
issue.
it's a player issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put that here. Player issue.
No.
All right.
I love
moving
how
on.
matter of fact you are, Phil. Phil, you're so much. It's really funny because you are so much more matter of fact in text than in
Yeah.
speech. It's everyone has their own, like, writing style. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have players who complain about learning rules as a matter of principle, do not play. Okay, well,
Oh yeah.
That's a good point. They
so
can be
you
good
count
friends.
the last one. Ah, man. Okay, well, do not play with them. Do
Yeah,
something.
yeah. We don't like.
They can
I
be
think we
good
don't have
friends
to
with
discuss this
players,
one.
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
We agree with
That's-
that one. We agree with that
Yeah,
one.
there's nothing to discuss there. Straight up good.
I agree. Vet your players.
Ooh.
An RPG system without player grading or a clear victory condition is fatally flawed.
Whoa.
No, character death is not grading. That's a consequence and not necessarily an interesting one.
What is grading? What does grading mean?
Like levels?
Well, that's what I would think as well. But like,
So we're
how
getting
good a
into
player is.
some interesting game design terminology because if you take the role-playing game aspect of things,
yeah,
games
It is a game.
definitionally need a victory condition, but most RPGs don't have one.
well, the victory
you can
condition is like survival or getting the loot and shit like
Yeah,
that, defeating
it's a-
the bad guy, right?
It's an indefinite, victory condition.
And your character has goals, so if your character
We've had-
achieve those goals,
We've had this
is
discussion
winning.
before where
Mhm.
so characters don't win games.
Yeah.
Players win games,
Mhm.
right? So the way to win a role-playing game is maximizing immersion. And I think that we've had this
Yeah.
discussion before.
Mhm.
So like time in immersion is more winning, I guess.
Yeah.
I think
I would just argue the definition of games is flawed as we get
Mhm.
more and more games out there, right? Because every layman would look at you and go, "Yeah, Dwarf Fortress is a game, obviously," but most definitions would not say it is because there's no clear victory condition. The game does not set a definite win condition in the way that tic-tac-toe does, or Monopoly, or
Yeah, but like Pac-Man, that's like Pac-Man doesn't have like it because you complete a maze and that's a win. But then there's just the next maze coming out. You cannot beat the game until like the game fucking crash because of the
Is my
random
metaphor
scenario.
breaking down with Pac-Man?
No, I agree.
So like, is the player winning Pac-Man or is Pac-Man winning Pac-Man?
Oh,
The player is winning
the
Pac-Man.
lore. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because that's a skill game, right? It's
I guess.
you have to consider what is being tested in the game,
Mm.
right? What is being like
Yeah, not Pac-Man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Yeah.
that's the whole thing, it's why you could get, you get dumb degrees in game design and write papers on
Mhm.
inventing a new definition of what a game is, because they're all flawed in some way.
but sometimes the win condition is just to delay the loss as long as you can, right?
Mhm. So you're saying grading would be like, that was an A+ run, player.
Or point systems, because
Yeah.
in like Pac-Man, you can beat the level with fewer or more points depending
then
on
he's
how you do
saying-
it. Or
And he's saying when you die, that means you got an F. But he's saying that's not. obviously.
no, so that would be
So-
separate. That would be a failure state. So
Mhm. But he's
Most-
saying that death is not grading because we're talking about player grading.
Yeah.
Characters versus players. Like, he's making a distinction here, it seems. And that's a consequence, not necessarily an interesting one.
I guess
think-
like one way you can do grading in RPG, in traditional RPG, would be like oh, you get more XP because you did better, you get less XP because you didn't complete all the objective.
what
something
what
like that.
are you 1D, 2D, 3D, or 4D? Did we just grade players just now?
Yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
like meta way to do it.
They're all
Yeah.
great. They're all RPG systems have a clear
But that's not an RPG system, right? That's a
Right,
meta,
that's
like that's
a-
outside the
yeah.
system. So if you're talking about like RPG system without player grading, or clear victory,
unnecessary
condition.
because there's already grading for all RPGs.
That's an interesting one.
1D
That's-
through 4D.
That's all. Those kinds of statements are always hard to talk around without them being there because you kind of have to go like, well, from what angle are we approaching it from? Like,
Right.
because if we're
Yeah.
approaching it from like a Ludo perspective, then
I feel
that's-
like we're being pretty generous
Yeah.
with our benefit of the doubt for Spider here.
Oh, I'm just
Yeah,
a
and I'm-
fucking nerd. That's all I'm
So
doing.
we're
but-
steel manning, as this.
Yeah, I'm trying to also like really get the meaning of what he says, right? Like
Yeah.
just like not try to infer meaning that of,
Right.
I don't want like to do the strawman thing, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would also, just as an aside, character death is not necessarily interesting, but
Mhm.
usually the most interesting thing, in my opinion.
Well,
Can be.
not necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends on context, right? It can be
Yeah.
interesting, but
course.
it's
We can end the stream.
captured-
When
It
done
depends on
properly.
context.
No, but
Touche. But I would
Like,
say usually the
No,
trend
I would say
is that's
I'd
an
say
interesting
usually.
book.
I think usually it's one of the least interesting one
Mm.
because it's that is so final, right? And then you
Mm.
run a new character and stuff like that. Like, what if you survive but not your main, right? What if you get captured? What if
Yeah.
and then you have to be ransomed? What do you have to run, right? It's like there's
Dude,
so
should
much
we start
interesting things.
when players die or characters die? Should we start like maiming them?
I think so. I love death alternatives.
So yeah,
I-
sometime, yeah.
Just be like,
Yeah.
you just lost a leg. They got to figure out a stretcher or something.
I think it's one of the best Skyrim mods out there, and there's a few the death alternatives because it's you round a corner and then like a freaking you accidentally stepped on a trap and just kills you
Mhm.
instantly, and you're like, ah, damn it, now I have to reload a save, and now I know
Yeah.
to just step around the trap.
Actually, you're in a D&D wheelchair now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Enjoy.
But and sometime that could almost be the equivalent of that because like, well, now like I cannot fucking walk anymore, so I'm not
Mhm.
gonna be an adventurer anymore, right? Like
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that's fine. You can retire and then you start with a new character. But like
It
that,
does give you
Yeah.
one last chance to kind of put your stamp on the game, though,
Yeah.
yeah,
rather than just like black
That's-
out,
yeah.
leave the chat.
yeah. So I would be on the opinion that like that is not necessarily like it's not usually the most interesting thing. I don't think it's bad either, but
You're on dialysis now, bro.
Exactly.
No more adventuring for you.
Oh, you think so, eh? Look at me go.
It'd be kind of interesting in D&D. You have like one kidney or like failing
Yeah.
kidneys, and so it's like I have to heal. I am a cleric, but I have to spend all of my heal slots
Yeah.
every day. I'm
Still a member of this team. Like it's this awkward moment where
just
eventually
a few more level, and I'm gonna like
the
do the
other
restoration.
characters have to say, "Listen, it's not working out." So, is that interesting? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, clear victory condition. I think oftentimes like just survival is enough for me.
yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Or
and maximize
Character goals.
immersion.
Yeah.
Player grading is immersion.
yeah,
Should we like it or no? Should I get a like? I think we'll skip the like on this one.
yeah. Skip the like on this one. We don't agree enough. We don't
Sorry.
agree. We don't disagree
Sorry.
enough for a comment.
Should I
But we don't agree. enough
Should I
for-
leave a
for-
comment?
Nah,
All
nah.
right.
Just skip this one. Let's
Be
go to the next one.
mysterious. We'll be mysterious.
Yeah, that one's too
Yeah.
much to talk to.
If your game assumes you are playing moral paragons, Congratulations, you are very likely playing a psycho.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would
So
agree with
no,
that.
you don't believe in the heroic.
No, it's
heroes
because
yeah.
doing right and doing the
Mhm.
good thing is a very complex thing. It's like,
Mhm.
when you try to have like a virtuous life, it's not an easy fucking thing, because like there's always like different thing, different side to every coin, right? Different thing to consider. It's a complex problem doing the right thing. If you play a character that is always doing the right thing and always so certain of what is need to be done, yeah, you're playing a psycho.
Am I on
So I would agree with that.
Am I on
Well,
mine?
you're either playing a psycho or you'll end up like dead really quick. It'd be a very short session.
Oh, I'm not on mine. I gotta get on mine. Sorry.
Like if you
Oh,
always
my
did
bad.
the morally
Ah,
golden
jeez.
thing to do, you
Ear trumpet. Hold on.
oh Frisian.
I'm
Frisian
opening
is
it up.
cool.
It just takes a second.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Keep talking, Tyler. Keep finish.
Oh, I was just I was just saying, like, if you gave you see those people occasionally that are like incredibly charitable, and they end up homeless by the end of a year after they run into the guys that win the lottery, and then they're like, I'm gonna do all the right things. I'm gonna give money to my sick uncle. I'm gonna give money to set aside money for my cousin's kids, and well, they end up worse off than before they won the lottery because they didn't think about number one, which is it's a little selfish, but sometimes you have to be a little selfish to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't, like, then you're gonna have to be carried by other, right? So carry your own weight first.
Yep. Put your own
Yeah.
mask on before children.
But yeah. Do you have any thought on that one? Oh yeah, exactly. Do you have any thought on that one, Phil? About the playing a psycho?
About say that one more time.
About the playing the psycho. Do you have any thought of your own on that one?
Usually I have thoughts of my own, but I'm sure. I don't know.
I meant thought of your own
like
if you want
fantasy.
to share.
It's like a fantasy, right? So I don't know. Depends on the tone of the game.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah,
Like,
because
could
sometimes
be
you want to
playing
play a psycho. Maybe that's the tone you're
Or
going for.
sometimes you want to play a totally justified, legitimate moral paragon.
Yeah.
Black and white psycho, right? That's
Like,
the game you
if you wanted to play like Doom, where it's just like, dude, I'm killing demons. I don't got to think about it. There's no negotiation. We're just going in a straight line, blowing up whatever's in my path. Like that. Yeah, that's fun.
interesting. Eh?
Yeah.
So if your game assumes, so it's literally saying the tone of the game assumes you're playing moral paragons. Congratulations, you're very likely playing a psycho. Maybe. But that's the game we're playing.
Yeah,
well, it's not necessarily saying that it's wrong. You can decide. You can just lean into it and say, yeah, I'm playing this moral paragon.
I feel like psycho has a negative connotation.
No, you can
Call
play
me crazy.
game. You can play psycho. Yeah, it is negative to be a psycho, but it's not negative to play a psycho in a role playing game.
Yeah,
those are different issues.
Yeah.
I'm really gonna enjoy the psycho turn, the heel turn when it happens. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So
the twist that the GM say, right? No, they can be redeemed.
Yeah. It's just like it feels a little preachy. And I guess
a little preachy?
The tweet.
Oh.
And so I guess I agree with it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's telling me that I shouldn't be doing moral paragons that turn psychos, which is really fun.
They don't turn psycho, they are psycho.
Right. But I mean, according to the story, in the story, there's a moment typically where these people show their true colors. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so do we like it?
I would like it.
Let's like it. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
What did you think, Tyler? Should I like it?
I don't know. I think you should do it. You're your own human being.
Answer. You're not a psycho.
No, he's
I was seeing if you were a moral paragon of my ex likes.
No, I don't even use them as likes. If I see something interesting, I'm just like click,
Yeah,
click.
I'm very quick with the like.
I'm the monkey in the Skinner box. I'm just like, yeah, give me the berry. Yeah. Make it turn it red. Not enough color on the screen right now.
If you deserved the moment of attention I gave you.
Yeah, exactly. It made me think, sure.
Yeah.
I want to see that later. Yeah.
Exactly. A game that doesn't make mistakes, tactical, moral, spiritual, or otherwise, hard-coded into the game is a place for degeneracy. Stay away. A game that doesn't make mistakes, hard-coded into the game is a place for degeneracy.
I don't understand this one.
That is
you mean like failing a roll? Is failing a roll a mistake?
What is a game that doesn't make mistake? Like, how does the game? Does it mean like the party? Does it mean like the group? Does it mean like the system? What is the?
He put an annoying. There's a bad compliment phrase in here. So, a game that doesn't make mistakes hard coded into the game, then should have been the parentheses. Tactical.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He just missed
mistake hard coded into the game.
It's confusing.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
So
a game that doesn't make mistake hard coded into the game
is a place for degeneracy. I think that a lot of this has to do with like moral absolutism and like it's almost like, but then at the same time, it's like the opposite, right? He's advocating for more moral absolutism.
It's like a Zen koan.
It's like the opposite of the previous one.
Yeah.
Almost. Wait, okay. I'm thinking about it. What does it mean? You mean like hard coded into the game? You should mean like there's some choice you can make, but they are wrong. The wrong choice to make.
It's kind of like I think the
wrong
idea
build. You can make the build you want, but like this build is clearly wrong, and that's hard coded into the game, right? Not necessarily gonna tell you, but like if you choose to make this build, that is like on the tactical side, right? If you choose to make this build, then your character will suck.
Right.
Would that be like a hard-coded tactical mistake?
I would say yes.
Like a tactical mistake hard-coded into the game, right?
Versus everything is just a choice and everything's right. You know what I mean?
So I would say that's a great example of bad game design of like when everything is like, you can just, throw anything at that. Do you want to do, and Phil, I was complaining about this in the Discord to you the other day where I was like, yeah, you can do different builds in Skyrim, but it's just, do you want the blueberry flavored damage or do you want the raspberry flavored damage? And when it's all like that, it doesn't actually really feel like it changes the way you play. I would call it slop, but I don't degeneracy. I mean,
it's like a 4E, right? D&D 4E.
Yeah.
Like all those classes were so well balanced and shit like that, and then but at some point, like you play one thing or the other, it doesn't really matter. It's just like a flavor. It's just like the dressing that changed, right? It's like,
well, and it's.
But, I mean, it's choosing a class shouldn't be a mistake.
No.
Well,
don't favor class being incorrect.
It's like it's the mix, right? Maybe a race and a class mix, right? Maybe with that could be a mistake. But then when you start like adding feats and adding like other thing, right? Is there a thing like you could maybe choosing a class based on your stat could be a mistake, right? Oh, I want to play a wizard with like a 9 intelligence.
Yeah, right? Yeah, something like that. Like something you can attempt to do. Like the game is not going to coddle you and prevent you from doing something objectively bad, but could still be very interesting to play.
So spiritual mistakes, that makes me think alignment consequences, right? Should there be consequences for bucking your alignment?
Oh yeah, for like deities, where like that one I could definitely get on board with because it is so frustrating the lack of what clerics and paladins get away with in so many of these games, and it's like, dude, So many of these games, your god would have gone, what the hell? No, you don't get any powers. Like session 1, like 30 minutes into session 1. But for some reason, DMs don't exercise that mechanic yet.
Well, one thing I don't like about like art coding spiritual things, like I like the spiritual to be fate based, right?
Yeah.
In the sense that God has like the reason we need fate is because we cannot know for sure. People say they know God exists, but you don't. You have faith that God exists. That's the whole fucking point of faith, right? That's the whole fucking point of developing your spiritual body, and that's why like God cannot reveal Himself, because you have to make the choice to believe. If God's being all powerful just give you undeniable material proof of his existence, then he just become a tyrant because he got those rules and you know he exists. So now it just become like a matter of like, well, I guess I get to obey now. I don't have a choice anymore. It destroys your free will, right? You can only have free will if God remains mysterious and distant and doesn't reveal himself to you directly, and then it's based on faith that you believe in him or not, right? That's
I mean, that's
this is
like
like the theological side
religion.
of the show. What?
When you're talking about like clerics, it's kind of different. You have
no, it should be the
proof
same
of a deity.
No, because you also have wizards that do magic stuff, right?
Mm.
The cleric can say that his power comes from God,
Mhm.
but you don't have to believe him because like this wizard does similar stuff and doesn't claim it come from God. So who knows, right? Maybe you just have like a different, maybe
Yeah, I
you
guess
don't
so.
necessarily understand. So
I mean, watching a cleric, you don't have to believe in their deity, but the cleric himself, like has ways to commune with their deity.
Maybe, or maybe he's schizophrenic.
He's schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic.
Yeah,
I guess so. So
you see like a murder robo on the street.
So I guess I don't understand what your point is then. If they make a mistake against their faith, should there not be a hard-coded consequence in the game?
In the game system or in the game?
Hard-coded into the game.
Yeah, it doesn't say in the system there, so I guess it's based on the GM, right? Like, yes, if you have like a the GM, you should have there should be consequence. Yeah, it's not hard coded. That's the whole point. That's why I'm struggling with this question. I know what it means, right? But if you there should be consequence to your action. There should be consequence to your not only mistake. Sometimes they're not mistake. They're just choice, right? They're bad choice. Mistake is like a
or you have weighed the pros and cons and you've chosen to make a spiritual like error for pragmatic reason or something.
Well, an error is like
something that goes against your faith. Yeah,
if I do that and I say like how many finger I'm holding up, right, and you say 3, then that's a mistake.
Yeah,
right, because it's based on a factual thing. But if I say that you want to go to Wendy's or you want to go to McDonald's and you say McDonald's, that's not a mistake. That's a bad choice.
I meant Wendy's.
You know what I mean? Like there's when it comes to there's something like with free will. Well, like if you say I want a Big Mac and they say we can go to McDonald's, we can go to Wendy's, and say okay, let's go to Wendy's, then that's a mistake because you're not achieving your goal, right? But if you don't have like this, like mistake, it implies something more than just like making the wrong choice, right? Wrong in a moral sense, right? Mistakes about fact.
Okay.
So I don't but I don't know what you mean.
I don't know how we would phrase that properly. Then
there's too many. Like you have too many hang up on this statement to be able to have like an opinion on that.
Yeah.
I think making tactical mistakes means you lose tactically.
Yeah.
So I guess if your game, there is no way to make a tactical mistake because it's, I guess, like an amorphous situation, and it's just like roll die.
Like some of those fail forward systems where it's like, oh, you can never actually,
or if you have no
Yeah.
choice to make,
Yeah, that too.
or no
Meaningful choice.
interesting choice.
Ah.
Think about your timing for the next interesting
No
choice.
time. There is no interesting choice.
Yeah,
Be a
You're in a
problem.
narrow.
by the tunic system, right? Then
You're bypassing the tunic.
Yeah.
yeah,
Can't
Which
do
we
that,
all-
man.
Is a problem for your game.
God in heaven.
All right, no like for this one, I think.
Yeah, that
Too
one's an oddity.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Mhm.
Wrong one.
Oh God, what's
Whoa,
happening?
whoa.
what are you doing now, man?
I was going to comment on
Just
it.
scroll down. Oh, you were commenting on that? No, don't. Yeah, you want to comment? What are you gonna say?
Oh,
I don't know what's happening. So.
Yeah, stop it, please.
We're already giving it like half of our audience a seizure. We should probably know.
Yeah.
All right, and that is the end of the thread. You want to see some of these replies, or should we? Here's this guy. If I'm the GM, then yes, my rule is ironclad. Make it sound way cooler than it is. Yeah, I think that's that. I think that a problem. That's a sign of rules being bad. And to be transparent, I patch imperfect or bad. What? He literally is saying he does the thing that he says not to do in the first.
Well, he says it's bad, but he does it. It's he says I call it what it is, salvaging.
Pondering the Rob is like he's shocked about the tonic system, as in the fucking OSR thing that Badminton say. Yeah, it's a bit of a meme here.
It's a shit post. Well, we'll have to link that live stream from a while ago.
Yeah, I did a video reaction on this tunic video by Ben Milton, and like we're losing our mind.
God, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
You can blame me this time, exactly, right?
Yeah.
You're blaming like Maya Trumpet for like Twitter issue.
yeah.
All right. So that was an interesting point, some of them, right? And you know, I appreciated the fact that sometimes like say, no, I'm disagree with that, but then with conversations, hey, you know what? Maybe it does have a point, right? Like that was a good talk. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a good talk.
It's a good way to. I like steel manning things like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
That Tyler
And I
Z.
hope if the what is his name again? Spider.
Huckleberry Spider.
The Huckleberry Spider. I hope if you see this video,
Yeah.
he's not gonna feel like
I'm gonna
we're,
link
like,
it. I'm gonna link this video to this thread.
Yeah.
Like
with
I
the
did
time.
we did a 3-hour video on this thread. That's what I'll say.
Well, yeah. You give him a timestamp, right?
Mhm.
Link it with a
I'm
timestamp.
not
Be
gonna-
polite.
I don't know.
But I hope he's gonna
I
feel
might
like we misrepresented his point, or we're too dumb to understand. Although some of them I was too dumb to understand, but
Mm.
Yeah.
They
well,
well, I wonder if they were written with the assumption that we kind of already knew and could infer more from it, because we're coming at it from I don't know who this guy is, but these are the first 5 tweets.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Also, yeah.
so there's probably some missing context that I was just scrolling through some of the rest of his tweets, and there's some interesting stuff in there. It mostly seems theological, but he
He's very prolific on the X.
yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
posts a lot, but he reposted a thing from Mike Merles the other day, which is a fascinating survey that he can apparently vouch for. Mike Merles says, when I worked on D&D, we saw this in every study we did of the general population. People who claimed they played D&D described a game that looked nothing like what was in any rule books. Most players, like roughly 60% of the player base, could not repeat to you what the 6 attributes were off the top of their head.
Oh my god.
Yeah, buddy. So
Great.
so on the topic of
Players suck.
your players suck. Yeah, if they
Your
don't
players
that's a great, so that adds some more context to that one. That's
great.
yeah.
A lot of people like playing D&D. Like there's a lot of people you see like on Twitter, like they say they play D&D or they're D&D fan, but it seems like their whole engagement with D&D is like creating character in vacuum with no party, no game going on, writing the backstory of those character and commissioning or making themselves like portrait art, right? And it's
Artwork,
always
yeah.
like furry shit, right? Sexualized furry shit. That's
Are
a
you
big
sure you're
segment
not
of
just
the-
like in your algorithm?
I think that's everyone's algorithm
No.
at this point.
No, it's because that's what every time, like when I was on Twitter, like every time I would see the Dungeon and Dragon or D&D or whatever like trending, I would click and go see, and that's what I would see, right? And so it's not in my algorithm. It's when the subject was trending, because I don't see that otherwise. That's not what I do on Twitter.
Shall we hit the wheels?
Yeah, I was about to do that. Let's go. The exposition. You ready, Tyler? You excited
I'm
for that?
ready.
Tyler,
Yeah,
you
know what that
ready?
is, eh?
I'm ready.
He knows. He knows about the exposition.
Yeah, so we don't need to explain it. For one.
But for the folks at home.
For the folks that don't, yeah, you'll figure it out as we do it, I guess, right?
Yeah, they'll figure it
Let's
out.
spin those wheels. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't added the NPC on here yet, by the way.
Yeah, because we didn't agree on it.
A fantasy race.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Woo. Okay. And here we go. Hopefully it's fantasy.
No, hopefully it's something else.
Western.
Western fantasy
Okay.
race.
Now we're getting in there.
Okay.
Double Western?
Nope. Dark horror. Oh, that's interesting.
That's cool.
Weird West?
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's
a
immediate.
Weird West. That's
Weird
cool.
West?
A Weird West
Okay.
fantasy race, right?
Love that.
So, are we just letting our guest begin the hostility?
I'm immediately thinking like it immediately reminds me of like the Illithid, like Spawn of Cthulhu, gunslinger from Weird Frontiers. It's in all the artwork. That's so evocative. You already have like the because the gunslinger in Western fiction is already and in real life is already this kind of like mysterious figure that shows up and death follows him, but nobody lives to tell the tale, and that blends so well with Lovecraftian horror too already. And
but if can we do something fresh and new, right? Like let's try to do something that we haven't seen before.
For the whole we're looking for a race also, not like interesting character.
Yeah. So it's people. And obviously the West is about the frontier, right? It's like, so we can imagine, I guess, like could be people pushing on the frontier, going to the Western, they come across those people living there, right? Which are not human, because the fantasy race, which you cannot just say like they're different. Like, we all one race, the human race.
Yeah.
I got an idea. How about the blacks? Maybe you've heard of it.
Supposed to be fantasy, Phil.
Yeah.
Send all your complaints too.
What if we did Stop
Snake
Me
Man
if
could be good.
Snake Man could be a thing. I was actually gonna go Birdman.
Yeah,
So,
Vulture, right? Kind of Vulture.
I was thinking Vulture or Raven/Crow.
Yeah.
Man.
Can we have something less obvious? Can we have something like because those are not bad idea, right? I like those idea. Like I was thinking like coyotes or whatever, right?
Sure.
The kind of Wendigo cryptid where we've seen cryptids, right? Those often can be a good inspiration. But could we do something
totally
tumbleweed,
alien.
sentient tumbleweed?
Ooh, that's
Western.
Yeah.
No.
Right?
Now I'm shooting that down.
I think you could do the like bird race as something very different, because when you think like dark fantasy, I'm thinking like they're fucked up, like they don't work right, like they still have the hollow bones, but as like a human-sized creature, it just doesn't really work. So they're really fragile, and they always have like something injured from like a minor, fall or something. So it's this whole race that's kind of like cursed at existence because they can't take minor bumps or scrapes. So most of them can't fly after.
but it's like this. It's not a monster, right? It's a race. So like they need to have like
Yeah.
the people that survive, like because like monsters are on the wheel, right? It's not like something that just happened an accident or freak thing, right? That a corruption of the land. No, they're like people that exist, right? And
Yeah, but so are orcs, and that's a whole cursed, created concept.
What do you mean? They're like the superior being.
Yeah. I mean, Tolkien orcs, orcs, AD&D orcs, not this modernist nonsense.
I agree. It seemed like Tyler was moving more into the monster.
Yeah,
sounds like an awesome monster. These
they can be
cancerous crowmen that just like stalk.
No, they can be totally sentient. They can be. It's just like
playable though.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Just have like
because
low.
They have like hollow bone and all like cursed and they don't function properly as basically all you said, right?
I mean, have you met Crispy?
They're very fragile, right? Like I'm saying,
Crispy's characters, every one of them.
Let me add context. We're dark fantasy Western. The medicine is bad. It's supposed to be dark. I want this to be difficult. I don't want like in too many games that any of the races that fly are just I picked that because obviously I want to fly. Like, no, what if you can fly, but you have a lot of downsides too? You're very fragile. You're very and the medicine is not there to fix these creatures. Maybe they have some like herbal tonics.
We're being instructed like from by Trumpet for $2 Australian that tumbleweeds came to the West in the late 70s.
I've been trying to tell him that
1870s, really. I didn't know that,
but these guys with their tumbleweeds.
Yeah, sage, I believe, is native to Europe, or Africa. I think it might be native to Africa actually, but yeah, it's not native to the U.S.
But it's so like stereotypical of the Western, right? Like the tumbleweeds, and that's all bullshit, right?
Apparently,
well,
it's the only cool thing in Western is those tumbleweeds.
I mean, 1870s, you're still out there. You're still mixing it up in the desert and shit.
Yeah. What about so what else is like typical of the West, right? That is not.
I agree. I think
somewhere else.
I agree. Okay.
Eurasian. I'm totally wrong.
Let's do a little bit more world building and then spawn a creature or a race. Now, do we have these kind of warpstone style meteorites places? Are they spreading influence into these towns and warping people?
No. I think it should be like a people that used to live there naturally, and then the Western people come across them. Maybe like
so not real life plus something. It's just like a total fantasy world that has a Western aesthetic.
Yeah,
dark Western aesthetic.
Well, no, it would be like real life, but like think about like because like it's Western, so you need to be like fairly realistic, right? It cannot just be like doesn't have to be like a specific place, but it need to be like relatable to a specific to a real
like alt history or like.
Yeah. Is there a New Mexico here, or is it called something else?
Why does it matter?
Well, it does to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There may be a New Mexico.
Okay. So it's like still America.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've still declared independence. We're moving further west.
Yeah. Okay. And then when you move further west, like you arrive at near the ocean or whatever, right? You pass the mountain, and then like there was like those people there.
Yeah.
Ananasi. Yeah, could be it. Yeah. Those
the
are like
scarecrow.
You can go way western. Lots of the early settlers descriptions of like seeing big grizzly bears for the first time. That's something to think about.
Yeah, but like or every time like they would come across new species, right, that never saw before, and then it describe them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's kind of making me think of like Ryan Howard. Is that his name? Ryan Howard, the guy.
That's a guy. That's a guy that exists.
The guy
It's
did
the
like
nephew
Conan
of,
and all the pulp stuff.
no, Ryan Howard is his nephew. It's Robert E. Howard. You think
Robert E. Howard. That's who you think.
So it'd be like a Robert Howard sort of like
Western.
Western.
Yes.
That could be cool.
Yeah. So like think about like they came there and they saw like tribe of native people, right, which are clearly human. We know that now. But what if they
They
weren't?
have like a weird genetic shared gene. So they have like one eye or like 4 arms or something crazy.
Or what about what if we take like all the animal and plant ideas and just have like the actual idea of like a totem spirit where some people are just born like that, right? Like you have
Or
some.
what if we go like something like they're made out of clay? Since you didn't like the
Ooh,
tumbleweed.
Creed album.
Yeah, there you go.
The Credos. Made out of clay. Interesting.
Oh, or like those maybe like your Trump is gonna tell me that those are fake thing, but the totem that the people like make, right?
yeah.
The native, like some totem like a native made. What if those totem are actually like those totem pole are actually like fully representative or like an actual people that live there?
Just like this weird like stacked head.
Yeah, they're like those people with stacked head and like with wing on the top head or whatever, right? Maybe that's the people, and like the totem pole are not the people, are not those people, but it's the native like that make those poles in the image of those people that maybe like they're nearly extinct now or whatever, right?
You could do giants too, because the Aztecs and Mayans and believe that there's these huge steps that were built that were there, from they think the Olmec people from before then, and then all these mound builders that are building these huge things, civilizations that we don't know about even to this day, because they didn't leave anything behind other than these giant monuments.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe some weird giant race that's.
Let me look at a totem pole.
I like the idea of these like weird, like centuries old giants.
Yeah.
That link up with these settlers or explorers, and there's like a common, evil entity out there that.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Help them fight with it. They're like they can't reproduce anymore. They're like trolls.
Or for whatever reason they usually just hide and stick to their own. But
yeah,
there's something bad enough for them to come out and interact with the humans.
They live in the subterranean realm of the Hollow Earth, obviously.
And the sun, they have like really pale, frail skin, so they have to stay out of the sun. Yeah, there we go.
And so just to kind of borrow on the totem thing, maybe the totem is like they have these like helmets, these like decorative hats that kind of like demonstrate their position in their society. So you have like the eagle then the the dragon.
They're like those big round head as big as the body.
The Olmec.
So they look like those, and then they wear those big bird helmet.
Yeah, so it looks like the totem. It's like a 2-headed thing.
Their female is more stronger and squatter, but like the male stand on her head.
Ultra hot.
Also. Like they stack themselves on top of the other, like as a family unit.
Okay.
So the totem pole.
Why are they doing piggyback rides all of a sudden?
It can be like a
totem pole, right? In totem pole, you often have multiple characters on top of one another.
I think you have to have. I think you're forcing the totem pole.
They can use.
I'm gonna put my chin on the top of your helmet.
No.
How we walk around.
Phil, you can think of it. They could use it in combat because they're using it for a vantage point, and they could like fling stones really far by getting on
They
top
put
of
a
one
trench
another.
coat around
Yeah, there you go.
all of them.
Like,
And they're like really tall.
Or no, but it's like there's some bugs that do that, right? Like they carry
Yeah.
like their young on their back and stuff like that. That's just something they do.
ants will make they'll make bridges to get
Yeah.
over, or like boats to get over water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's like that. Oh,
Like
there's that ant that its head is like forms the door to the burrow.
Yeah.
That's all they do. They just sit there as the.
So
Maybe that could
do
be
that,
As
some
right?
of
the
the-
door.
Yeah,
walk
maybe that could
around
be
with
some of the dark fantasy. So it's like, yeah, sometimes you're born as like a cool giant that gets like, to
Yeah.
do whatever. Sometimes you're born as like your head's the door.
But no,
to
but,
the
but that's the thing.
underground
They're not
cave.
giant. They're small. They're
Hey,
short, right?
bad
Oh,
news. Bad news, Timmy.
Yeah.
Am I gonna be a hunter? Am I gonna get the cheetah hat? Like, no, you get the door hat. Ah, shit.
Like they're short, right? They're not giant, but they stack each other on top of it. And as a family unit, and the bigger family you have, the taller your pole become. Right?
Okay.
And then
So
they
we're
had, like,
talking
this-
about.
they had this big hat on top of it to appear even taller, and
I
that's all
don't
like
like.
fucking status
I don't
thing.
like this piggyback ride race you're developing.
It's not piggyback. They're standing. They have flat top head.
No,
They're
I-
standing
Yeah,
on top of the head.
standing. Yeah.
You don't
They're
play
squatting
that
on top of
character.
each
You
other,
can't
yeah.
play that. How do you play that character in a way?
You play one of those guys from that
Hey,
culture.
hey guys, I really want to do the totem guy. Do you other 4 people want to play this character with me?
No,
I thought I'd be like a regular dude. Like,
It
oh,
would
shit,
require
I
a
need
lot of
4
people.
people. I need
no,
4
because like
player characters
you
to join me in
you
this
play one of
house.
those guy that doesn't have his own pole, right, and decide to break off from the culture. It's like
Yeah,
dwarf
yeah.
adventurer, right? It's not in the mountain.
Yeah,
it's
there
not
you
being doing dwarf stuff. He's out an adventurer.
They go to their dinner table. Is like, it's like a stack. It's like this weird TV tray. They, like, put TV trays on top of each other. They're like, "All right, everyone, it's dinner time. How's it going now? How's your chicken? How's your chicken down
Exactly.
there?
Well, they don't have to. They don't have
It's
to
good,
always.
Mom.
They
You
don't.
did it
they
again,
can,
Mom."
they can function like individually. Like they don't always have to be stacked on top of each other.
I mean,
right?
it's
like,
a family
something
dinner.
they-
If they're ever going to stack on top of each other, it's during family dinner.
Maybe it's like during the cultural event, right? During like they go like when they worship, when they. You
And
know.
they human centipede in the bathroom, obviously.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nah, I'm sorry.
the-
I took it too
the-
far. I took it too far there. Sorry. That's interesting. What an interesting idea that is, Max. I was enjoying the race until I was sure. I don't want the stacking. I don't get the stacking. Put the helmet on.
Phil is
fine.
Phil's the negative Nancy here. He doesn't want the
Really? Yeah,
fragile, broken bird people. He doesn't want the
Yeah, he
totem
doesn't
pole
want to
stack.
tumbleweed.
He
Kind of
doesn't
okay. I was kind of okay with the bird guys, but
Well, we bring it back with the big hat, the big bird hat, that
Yeah.
they try
Yeah.
to
There
make their
we go.
stack look ever bigger.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
There you go.
Maybe it's like their equivalent of like a steeple on a church, but it's them. They're the
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like this. What else I understand?
yeah.
They got to go. The holiday. They go 20 to 20 tall.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or
maybe the dark fantasy part of it is that they get like it's got a bit of the like sacrificial almost Aztec thing going for it, where like their goal is to stack themselves up high enough in a thunderstorm that they're the
Oh,
one
dude.
struck by lightning and it like
Oh,
kills their
that's
whole
interesting.
family.
I was actually thinking the other way. The oldest one is the one at the bottom, and so
Yeah.
like eventually they become so old. If you
Oh.
cannot maintain the stack, then
Oh,
you're
I
no
like that. There you
longer
go.
use.
yeah.
And so like everyone's standing on top of Grandpa, and eventually he's like, "Oh Jesus!" And he like
And-
collapses.
And you know
under
what?
the
The
weight
stack, maybe the
of
stack
of
also
his
evolved from like
generation.
maybe the stack evolved because they're short, right? And they're flat and stuff like that. But like they would stack when they would see a predator to appear
Yeah.
bigger and to intimidate, and then it became
But now
cultural
you've made
thing
my
over time.
really cool like giant man into this like short pygmy guy.
But it'd be two separate things. They don't
Cooler.
because this is
Cooler.
because the giants are more like
How short pygmy guy cooler than giant tall head
because
man?
they stack. Because they stack.
I told you they stack.
we're talking about different regions of North and South America too. Like totem poles, that's like Northwest.
I want my guys and your guys to have racial hatred for each other.
There you go. Like
We were doing 2 races.
it's like
I'm the tall Chad, and you're
yeah. They can
Pick me.
they can see each other as like an affront where it's like, look at
Yeah.
these, they have to we can simply reach the high trees, the fruit that grows up here. These like freaks have to
Check this
climb
out.
on each other like
yeah.
they were made short. They weren't meant to get the high berries.
We can be just as tall as you as long as
So-
we're together. Like,
So,
okay, dude.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what is chat thing? Is it the stacking cool? Like those short
Which one would
people?
you rather play as a playable race?
Now
Stackable pygmy man or
let me
dope ass giant with a
let me
helmet?
let me give the benefit of
Shit,
the
I'm like,
benefit of the doubt in
those?
combat though. I'll give you guys both points. So
Yeah.
the giant obviously is going to be like individually stronger, right?
Yeah.
In single combat.
He is, but
But the totem pole, think of how many weapons they could have individually. You could have like the guy on top again with like the slings and whatever, and he's got a lot of range.
they
Yeah,
have
everybody on
such,
the-
their leg clench strength is so
Oh god, the
strong.
triangle choke. They could put
It's
on
so
a nasty
strong.
like they. They're just building
They're
the
just all
perfect
hands.
Brazilian
Their
jiu-jitsu
hands are totally
player.
fine. Neither. How dare you, man? You got to play one.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to play one, or you could play some stupid human.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But I don't know if you have like a party, let's say, oh, let's all make character like those stacking people. That's
That's
pretty cool.
that's the only time it's ever slightly. It's still shit, but you could do that. You're like, hey, I brought 4 of my best friends, and we
And
all
then
need
if
to
you're
be
like you have 4 player, like in one play a boring human and the other 3 like play those stackable guy, right?
Yeah, they'll just like look at the human in disgust. Wow.
Yeah. And similar with the human looking at them and say like, "It's such a fucking idiot. How did you
Yeah.
survive?"
Yeah.
Well, by stacking, then I spread bear away.
What do you do with your legs?
Yeah,
Walking
what?
around.
They squat on each other's head.
Yeah. No, I'm
So they have
saying
like,
like
yeah.
they're
They're
looking
not
at
they're
the
not actually
human.
that short. They're not actually that short, but they squat
Oh,
on each
see.
other's head. So that again they have the knee in front of their head, right? And in front of their
They're
chest.
their like stabilizing muscles would be so developed. They would
Yeah,
be
their
a very,
core.
very sturdy people.
Yeah. And they have big round flat head.
Maybe that's like part of the ritual. Maybe they're like cliffside people too, where you want to be very stable so you don't fall off of the like cliffs and you're trying to get
Oh,
to
yeah, I
like
like
high
that.
berries and stuff.
In the canyon, right?
That
Yeah.
sounds like a Robert E. Howard guy, isn't he? Didn't he have like those guys with like no head? It's just like shoulders
Yeah, based off of some of
Those
the
exist
and
Like,
like
medieval
eyes
yeah,
right here where his
drawings,
legs
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that. You made that.
Kind of, but they snap.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
But no, but they have
What do you wrap
big-
your legs around if there's no head?
No, they
you
they
need
don't
the-
wrap. That's the thing. They don't
They don't wrap,
their head
they
around
just
the other
squat.
guy. They're
Really?
squatting. They have the feet flat on the
Oh,
flat
they're
head of the guy on the top.
literally-
this
Yeah.
this is a beautiful illustration here.
Thank you. Now I
They're
get it.
really like standing on the other guy
It
because they
even
have like
looks
big.
like- it even looks like this. It even looks like this. That's his eyes. My knuckles. It's a very
They have,
tall
like-
leg, by the way. That's
They
a
have
very
like those big
Cactus
barrel
crotch.
shaped head, right?
His crotch is like 6 inches away from his eyes.
No, they still have a torso because they squat.
He's spread eagle right there.
I guess like the dark aspect to the squatting people is that
The dark
they're like
aspect.
they're just like trying to exist out here, but they're like immediately seen as like this freakish thing that they don't speak English, so it's just like, oh my god, what is that? We gotta kill it. Like
Be like, why are you riding that beast? Because they're riding horses. And then they're like, why don't you just ride your friend over there? Standing on his shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your lower status friend. His lower
Wow.
status-
Because they always talk to the horse because the one on the bottom of the stack is the most wise.
oh yeah,
they're always
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hello, wise beast. And it's like,
I love it. I love it.
just like a language they haven't translated yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, you must be wise. You're like,
Yeah.
Don't talk to the horse. I'm the one in charge around here.
And why is he the one carrying you around? Doesn't make sense, right? He's the one deciding where you go.
Yeah, he's stronger.
Nailed it. I don't know.
I think we nailed it. They're
We
great.
nailed
it. It's something
They're
for sure.
people fighting on top of each other.
Well, you got 3 options out there, everybody. Mike.
A lot of options.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
There you
backup option
You're talking
was
to the
like
horse's
a,
ass. Yeah, they don't know what they're looking at.
my backup option was like a Saguaro Cactus Man. That was like a
Yeah.
sort of a
Yeah,
like a
Cactus
mimic-
Man could have worked too.
like a
That could have been
mimicry
cool as well.
thing. Like they just stand perfectly
That's
still
better
for
than
like
Tumbleweed Man.
weeks at a time.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's probably better than Tumbleweed Man.
But
Well,
they
they weren't men. They
You
were
don't
just like
stand
sentient
still
tumbleweed.
for weeks at a time.
Hmm.
We're making playable races here.
They
Not
can.
necessarily. They can
They
be an
can, they
NPC
don't-
race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can
put-
be an
they can-
NPC race, or they can. They
Yeah.
don't have to.
They
but,
can
you
put
know,
roots
Yeah.
in as sort of like a heel
Yeah.
Yeah.
slash.
But you know, like, so now you're in this weird west. You can like have to go deal with the tumbleweed, the sentient tumbleweed, the
Mhm.
cactus man, or the
Here I
stacking
go.
people.
Nowhere is safe for our cowboys.
Here I
Nowhere
go.
is-
Let's go.
Oh no, it's the wind. Say you sometime.
we gotta get back to Eve.
Big bullets are just like going through the tumbleweed. They're not doing anything.
I've been rolling for years, for decades.
Please don't let me go. I haven't seen anyone.
It's a good
here.
anchor.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a 3-4, right? Like a
Yeah, that's like a 4-pack of races.
4-pack. There you go.
Just make all kinds
Sorry
of
to
games
get off.
based on that.
That
All right, great.
was
Yeah.
a good one.
No, I want to fucking like run a game for you. We'll have to have you
Yeah.
deal with those stacking people.
I almost had a good race, and then Max came in with his stacking nonsense. That's fine.
Oh, you don't think so, my ear trumpet? You don't think this is gonna be the next big thing?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
We just need
You know,
a good
at
enough
least-
artist.
Straight from the mind of Robert Howard.
But you know,
Is an
with those
asterisk on
will,
it. There's an asterisk on it.
I think it's good when we go place where other people didn't go, right? You know,
Yeah.
everybody can react, right? Oh, they're like
Yeah,
those
yeah.
furry kind of type of people, right? Like everybody did that. Everybody does that. But let's go
Yeah.
to not obvious.
No, I don't want the bird people to be sexy at all. I want them to be like
Yeah,
kind of
like
disgusting.
gross.
Like,
Lepers.
Yeah.
No, I got it.
All right. I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. All right, should we
Yeah, here we go again. Here we go again. Let's do the Wheel of Rants. The Wheel of Rants.
the wheel of rants?
It's epic. Oh, there's a dot below epic. Below the P.
Exposing the lore of the world.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Eh?
Hmm.
That's an interesting one.
Hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, we are not a fan of blatant exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of the GM telling a story.
Or like having your player read a Bible right before the game, right? It's like, oh yeah, this is what you need to know about the world. You know?
Yeah. Lots of effort. Lots of it is done in a session 0. So I think that
A lot of it is
collaborative
in
creation is really helpful for exposition. And then it becomes more of a
Hmm.
low resolution
Yes.
sort
In the
of
session
experiment.
0, you set up the big line, right?
Hmm.
And the kind of the guideline, the balise, right? The that are direct like the frontier where you can go, right? Basically.
Mhm.
And you set up the tone, and then you have to trust your player that they can like move around and operate in that inside of that, right? That's how we would do it.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. How much is too much when you're using NPCs to explain basically world building?
That's what I was going to get into. And I think it's a you know it when you see it kind of thing, because
Mhm.
everybody knows when there's too much exposition in a movie or a show
Yep.
where a character is just rambling on and on. And the nice thing about RPGs being a two-way medium is you can just tell the guy to shut up. If he, you can always have an NPC that is telling you, "Oh, in my homeland, there's." And it's like, yeah, whatever, man. I didn't ask, right?
And
I do that a lot.
And the other side of that is you don't have to tell them anything unless they ask.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's like player-driven exposition.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
But I agree. And then have the NPC reluctant to share. So make it like, yeah, I could tell you, but they're like, what's the point of that? I don't. That doesn't line up with my goal.
No, it's not that
In
interesting.
in script writing, or often like said that you want to avoid like the butler and maid dialogue, right?
Mhm.
Which is something like it's when like in a theater play when
Yeah.
at the start of the play the butler and the maids are gonna come in on stage and talk to each other and
Set the
tell
stage.
each other stuff that they know already, right?
Mhm.
To set up it's for the audience, right? They set up like,
Mhm.
oh, as you know, the master has been away for 2 weeks, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but the thing is, like, you can do that in RPG because, like, you don't have to be as efficient with every piece of dialogue, right? When you write a script or a movie or a play, you want to cut like and especially in movie because you do like and that's an efficient way to do it in a play. But in movie, you can do like show don't tell, right?
Mhm.
Which is a bit harder to do in theater or in a role playing, and also in real life, people tell each other stuff that they know all the time, right?
Yeah.
The butler and maid thing also kind of gets thrown out of the window in RPGs because all the main characters are there all the time. Like you always have the players there. So
yeah, you're very rarely. Go ahead.
But like as a like if you were to use an NPC to say like to your character, like you're in your own land, right? So you know some stuff, but again the NPC just come like, oh, as you know, we're king.
Oh, I see. You're saying it's like a
Frig.
style of dialogue.
Yeah.
Versus that's a good point.
I've been sick for a decade, right? Like,
Mhm.
So
And
I don't think that's bad in the RPG. That's what I'm
I
saying,
actually
right?
like
Even
doing
though
that.
it's frowned upon.
Yeah, I like doing that in RPGs because then the player can decide whether or not their character did already know that.
Yeah.
And your character doesn't always feel like a bumbling dumbass of like, okay, I'm supposed to live here. I'm supposed to be playing an intelligent wizard, but I apparently don't know anything that's going on in the world. No, you can just decide, even though, it might be me, Tyler, the first time that I have heard that the king is sick. I'm like, well, no, my character knows that the king is sick, obviously. Yeah. If it's common knowledge, then yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And there's better way you can do it than just like, like the character just like say, oh, you know what, the king being sick and all, right? It's like you just give like part of the information and then like when will it get better, right? And then like, oh, it's been 10 years since it's been dragging them out. And there you go. You have natural dialogue, right? And it's like, and you get the
Is that just the illusion though? Because it's like you're not really putting a show on for anyone, right? When you're role playing. So it's like I am kind of improving my part when I don't know anything, but there's no real immersion there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that you can get immersion by pretending you know something. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
But I'm always pretending I know spells, and I'm pretending I know. I guess I'm saying we're always pretending we know something when we're playing a character that's different.
It's different type of knowledge. Different type of knowledge.
Yeah, but it's like I am talking as I mean, you kind of know your spells.
Elaborate. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I know what my spells are
and what they do.
I don't know that the king is sick and that he's going to. He's been sick for 10 years, but I can have a conversation that pretends that I know what you're going to say next.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, because that got me. So But we just said we don't want a lot of player buy-in and reading a Bible, but we do accept it when it comes to reading your spells and what we can do. So why one and not the other? Why not have, okay, this is general information that everybody should know. Read up on this, and I know you use the exact word Bible. Yeah, obviously not everybody is going to want to read 100 pages before they play the game. But I think if you're going to have overarching world lore, especially in a longer campaign, especially in an established setting, like it'd be really goofy to be like, okay, guys, let's play the Star Wars game. Oh, you haven't watched any of the Star Wars movies? Well, okay, that doesn't really make sense. Why are you, like I'm gonna expect you to do some homework, right?
No, I disagree, because I think I think then like the spell, right? Oh, you can cast a fireball and it does that, and it's bullet point, right? And your lore should be the same thing. Like, I don't fucking give me like your fan fiction of whatever
Yeah.
We can talk about like a few points, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you set up guideline in the session 0, and then let me make assumption about that based, like on the tone we define and stuff like that, right? Like, and
I would be more sorry, go ahead and finish one.
I was saying, like, when you write a play or a script, right, there's one author, but when you do a role-playing game, it's everybody at the table as the author, and you have to keep that in mind. And a lot of GM don't understand that. So you have to, it's a collaborative thing that, like, this, I'm not coming to play in your story. We're making the story together by my action, by my stuff like that. So if I don't know that the name of the king and I throw one out at some point, right, then that's the name of the king now, right? Because I'm as much as an author as you are.
Yeah, whoever did it first.
Yeah.
But that only works if you're not playing in a pre-established setting, right?
Yes.
Like if you
play in like I always say, in a pre-established setting, it stopped being pre-established when you start playing. You know what I mean? It's like a
but there are only
like a starting
some
point.
things. You can't play with everything, like, at least in my opinion. Like if you were
play with everything. What? I don't.
You can't if you're changing so many things that are pre-established.
Oh,
like,
I see. Okay.
For example, let's just take the real world, and let's say I'm going to decide that the Christian God is called Fleb. Then that would immediately, where I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what? That would start breaking my immersion, where I'm like, okay, what are we playing with here? Like, we're playing with like basic core stuff. And so if we don't have equivalent player buy-in around the table as to what we've all agreed is, bread is called bread, black is black, white is white, then that can lead to some misjudged expectations.
I 100% agree. And that was like one of my main issues with World of Darkness as well, because there's a very established like lore there. And then like when you're playing with people that don't know how to play, or that don't know the meta knowledge, then it's like you're not really doing it right, and it just kind of breaks.
Shadowrun's the same way, where like if you haven't read the how magic works in Shadowrun, that's why I brought that up, is because there's not just the mechanics, there's the why of the mechanics. You take on burn. Well, okay, what is burn? Well, okay, the whole reason that the Shadowrun world is the way it is that magic like bleeds through almost like a disease into the world, and you can handle a little bit of it but not too much of it. And
so just to kind of like bring it back to the topic, as far as exposing the lore of your world, I would say pre-existing worlds, if you don't know it, and it's like people are kind of expecting to play something that exists, then I think that you should role play a character that isn't knowledgeable.
Yeah,
and that's oftentimes the assumption in World of Darkness, right? Like,
exactly.
You're a new vampire, you just figure out that werewolves are real, right? Whatever.
Right.
Like, so that's oftentimes but people won't jumpstart that, but like there's a reason they were doing it that way. But also the thing I say is like, it doesn't, like, that's not what's important in those games, right? Like respecting the lore of the fucking, like the company put in the book. I don't fucking care.
Right.
That's what I'm doing to do, right? I don't fucking care what it says in the book. I care what it says at the table.
But then don't play the
That's exactly, because Right, but
Then that's fine.
then the conversation can't happen, Max. That's you can't.
Then we
No,
all
I can-
agree.
I can-
That's fine.
I can look at read at the back of the book and say, oh, those vampire thing kind of look cool, right? With
Right.
and get a few points out of there, and
Right.
use that as jumping off
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
right? And it's like I'm not playing like the Vampire the Masquerade lore as it, but I'm playing something that I got inspired by, and then like
Yeah. And it's
vaguely
really-
inspired
yeah.
by, right?
And you would say that in session 0, right? That
Yeah.
way,
100%.
that somebody doesn't come in expecting I'm gonna play this character that I've already got, I've already got basically my backstory that I didn't need to write. I just needed to read. Okay, he's from the Mwangi Expanse in Galarian from Pathfinder, and then I've got all this stuff that I can read about the Mwangi Expanse, and that can inform my character. And then I don't jump into a game where I'm like, I threw out all that stuff about the Mwangi Expanse, and then you go, oh fuck, well, okay, what is my character then? Hold on,
But
right?
but here's the thing, right? Like if the GM just said threw all that stuff and doesn't exist anymore, the GM didn't just throw it out; he replaced it with something else, and now the GM want to feed you that something else, right?
Mm,
But if the GM come open with a bit of a blank slate approach, right,
Mm.
and we set up like some big line, yeah, it's gonna be Galarian, right? Just like don't think too much about it. But you did thought too much about it. You can always bring that with you, right? You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
bring this,
that's true.
and then like the other people it's the replacing thing that's a problem, right?
Mm.
Like if I don't know how something work in the Lord of World of Darkness, and I make something up on the spot that kind of contradict, then like you have to kind of adapt to it. But then if you bring something that not really on the spot because you learn about it before and you bring it, then I have to, then I include it, and then now I know it and I deal with it, right? Just like,
Yeah.
so it's about
I want to bring it to real world settings because I think one of the trickiest things to exposit while you're out there as far as lore is real world information. So in particular, like something Ponder the Orb mentioned earlier that I always am like, it's like you go to a blacksmith, are you gonna get a sword from him? Like, no. And of course a smith can tell you like, no, I can't make swords, man. But why are you even asking that? Obviously, one would know that a blacksmith in a medieval fantasy world doesn't make swords. So you're just always playing an idiot if that's the case. So
but I think
either the GM has to give up ground and say, yeah, okay, every smith in this world can sort of work with all metal in all ways, or the player has to give up ground and find out more about that sort of technology level and setting, or B, accept that they're always playing a fish out of water.
Like my point, like I love historical setting, right? But I think they often like a mistake because like people don't know history.
Yeah.
So you don't want to play in the history. You want to play in the people's assumption of history.
I don't.
Well,
but
that's the thing. But that's the thing. And if you want to play in a historically accurate game, you have to find the people that share that same passion,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Like you have people that nerds out. It's the same thing if you want to play like in a Star Wars game, right?
Yeah.
And you play with all like super fan of Star Wars, and that's fine. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. They're already depth into that lore. The same thing.
Yeah.
Like you and I could play like an historical game probably together, and like we'd be on the same length because we're both like historians.
Yeah,
like,
I'd be looking for the blacksmith.
Yeah.
Like, where's that blacksmith? Because I need my chainmail and my sword.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Right.
The other thing is so I would say outside of pre-established settings, it's the king being sick for like 9 months. I feel like that is a really good example of the kind of major and minor event that you'd session 0 out. So like those like major events that are going to come up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like that should be something that you know already.
I was about to touch that too, like those like big element, like if they're part of the premise of the world, it might not matter, right? Like the king is, doesn't have to
but if
matter.
the GM's bringing it up in like 10 seconds, it's like, okay, well, this
we might also like it might be brought up like in session 10, right?
Right.
And then like it didn't matter before the king was sick because you were just like trying to survive, dealing with peasants and stuff like that. But now, like, now we made our way up in the court. Now it suddenly matters, right?
Mhm.
Then that's
And
the
then
way to
there's-
bring it
yeah.
up if you want.
Like there's a lot of shit where the books do very much get like to Bible level thickness from not big picture stuff that matters, but like, oh, okay, so the dwarves live in this tropical environment and they really like eating pineapples, which is a
Yeah,
fruit
man.
that's unique to this region. And it's like, okay, what I didn't
they
need to
snack
know
on
that.
each
What-
other.
whatever.
Well, just to
Yeah,
kind of
like-
before we leave that point, so if it's session 10 and you want to generate a new major event
Mhm.
that would have been existing the whole time during those
Yeah.
10 sessions,
Mm.
then is the best way to expose it in out of character conversation? Should there be a new session 0 or some sort of out of character
No,
situation
I think-
outside of the
Mm.
game?
I think in a lot of cases you can do it like in true characters or to
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then probably not in the, as you know. Probably not.
no, like there's
Yeah,
way
yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's like depend how it become relevant, right? Like but like
Right. But then it's like the player doesn't know. It's like, oh, did I know that? Would I know this? Do I know this? You know what I'm saying?
you can decide.
It's just a little weird. You don't think it's weird?
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be. That's true.
Yeah, like knowledge, I guess you're kind of tending into like knowledge check skills and things like that. And
Yeah.
I always find those are some of the hardest things to adjudicate like that without just
Yeah.
repeating like, I think back to studies on, or I think over
Oh, yeah.
conversations I've heard, but that's become like my go-to way to
can-
do things like that.
We can talk about that. Like I have thought about like knowledge check.
because
Well, it's pretty
that's
much the
the-
same thing.
because that's like a good way to exposit lore from the player
Mm-hmm.
side of things, or to like get the GM to, instead of the GM just unprompted going, as you would know, in year 473, instead the player can go, okay, I want that information, so I'm picking up my history book and I'm flipping to the year 473 or whatever in this nation's history. X happened, and you're
Yeah. Well, it's a
you're
little
playing
different when
that.
you're thinking like current events, though, that you should know. So it's like, what does that look like for the player? Like, how does the player start that? I guess he doesn't, because he doesn't know it. So it'd be like basically what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Some NPC comes up and says,
Overhearing tavern
"That's what it is." Yeah. You
and
decide whether or not you know it or
a
not.
player could like a player also you have to like be polite, right? You don't have to impose too much. Like
Mhm.
the player wouldn't start and say a conversation like, man, the king has been sick for 10 years, right? Like out of the blue, that was kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
But you could just say like, yeah, like the king have been being sick and all, right? And then like that doesn't mean much, right? People get sick all the time. And the NPC could reply like, "Oh, has the king been sick? I didn't know that." Right, whatever. And that's like, okay, it's no big deal. We're not gonna push into that. Or say, yeah, it's been 10 years since the sickness. Right?
Yeah.
You can take it a different way. For knowledge check, one like sometime I like if an information is being dumped on me through NPC or stuff like that, or some conversation, sometimes I'm gonna make a knowledge check for my own character
Mhm.
and decide based on the result if I knew that or not, if I'm gonna roleplay if I knew that or not. Right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Yeah.
that's one way you can use those. Another way you can use those if a character like bring information about the world that is like kind of factual kind of information. As a GM, you can ask him to do a knowledge check, and then based on like, because character believes stuff that are wrong too, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it's
So
just
that's
about
based
to
on
say.
the
So-
result. You can just look at the result, say, okay,
Yep.
you're saying that. You don't have to say much more than that, right? Just like you look at the result, and maybe the player knows that it's full of shit now. Like,
And then
it's-
you exposit that dwarves don't have two livers by whenever you cut one open or stab one on the left side and nothing happens.
Where's
to
the
it.
left liver?
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about their left liver, man. I don't know.
That's
I
because
thought
you
they had
rolled a
one.
15, bro.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
But anyway, so there's a way you can do it like that, right? Just
Yeah. I think that
I think the important part is taking.
I think at some point it's like juice versus the squeeze, right? So it's like
Mm.
it's just such a simple thing to present the information offhand, and then player decides if they know or not.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how you introduce every piece of information.
And for me, the important part in this whole conversation is to remember, like, that in RPG, it's not the GM that is the author; it's everybody at the table, right? It's like the authorial duties shared among all the participants. Otherwise, you're just turning your player into audience member, and that's very rude.
Yep.
Yeah. But my ear trumpet saying about the king being sick would have effect on the government. It depends. Like, when you go with the king being sick, there's level of sickness, right? Everybody gets sick all the time, right?
There should be a town crier yelling about it somewhere.
Well, and that too is a different thing, is how widespread is the information? Because it would only cause civil strife if it was like, public knowledge or near it. If they kept it very secret of like, somebody very close to the king, like one of their servants at a royal palace is like, a hushed conversation.
But
like
sick doesn't have to be mean dying, right? Like somebody said, with the king
but
being
when you
sick
said when you said for like 10 years, though, it does kind of imply that it's like a terminal illness or at least
but like that. Yeah, that's when you bring more information. Like, but you should just say, with the king being sick and all, right? You just like do a throwaway comment like that. You can still put it back, right? The GM can still like pull. Everybody gets sick once in a while, right? It's gonna get better.
I think that that's kind of like could be considered a bad GM move if you make the fact that the king has been sick for the last 10 years. If you turn it into something that would have been common knowledge, but you've never mentioned it up until like this point.
Right.
So it's like, well, why don't I know that? Why have we gone through 10 sessions?
Then it becomes like a
and you never brought it up. And the GM's like, well, because I just thought of it last night. It's like, okay, well then let's make it a secret, or you can't just decide that
I don't think it's necessarily a bad GM move, because like it might not have, like, maybe you knew that, right? Like, and maybe your character knew that, but it never came on the subject, because like, like, yes, we've been playing for 10 sessions, but in this 10 session we're always like fighting for our life. We didn't fucking give a shit about the king. People don't think about the king every fucking day of their life, right? And they have
that's a very specific situation you're talking about. What if it's really important?
Yeah, I'm generally
important to
the character,
citizens of the kingdom, because there's
why
a
would it
war of
be?
succession going on now.
Why would it be if you have peasant in the mud?
Why wouldn't it be important?
But why are we peasants in the mud?
Happening?
What if we're not peasants in the mud, right? I guess what we're trying to get at is that everything's context based, right?
Yes, but
like,
it's going to be brought up when it's relevant.
But if
he didn't bring it up when it would have been relevant, then that is a GM mistake. That's what.
Like if it's the first time I'm bringing up that the king has been sick for 10 years, but you spent like 9 sessions previously in the court and doing court stuff, then it's a bad GM move.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But if
you should make it a secret.
But how do I know if it's relevant or not if I don't have the information at all? And it's just sprouted up in session 10.
Context matters.
May have been relevant. I may have made different decisions had I known about it earlier. But
did you mention the king or any nobility or any like thing related to government, or you were just like, just fucking kill those orcs that are like in this dungeon, right?
Well, I'm playing I'm playing a cavalier, a knight of the land whose character hasn't been in direct contact with the king, but has a very strong sense of loyalty, and that's like what he's fighting for, right? Then it would be very important for that character to know from the get-go that, well, the king is sick. Are you going to have as much of like a righteous fury to fight for? Are you fighting for the king? Or are you fighting for the kingdom? When that king dies of the illness,
are you fighting for the idea of the king?
Yeah, exactly.
What if the king is widely despised?
Yeah,
and you didn't know that until the GM decided last night. Is like, what? Everyone kind of hates the king, and there's a rebellion uprising happening in this kingdom that you've been living in for the last 9 sessions.
I think that is a bad point.
Well, I'm saying it's 10 sessions in, and he's decided he wants a new major event to happen called a
Yeah, that
rebellion.
would be I would agree with you on that point. That it's a bad
Yeah.
session.
So
move,
I'm
right?
saying, like, if you're a GM
if you want
and
to
you
introduce
want
a
to
new
you
twist-
want to introduce an exposition, make sure you do it responsibly
yeah, exactly.
within
I
the
would
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
on that.
context of your game.
Telegraph a little bit on that, right? Like,
You should have. If you didn't,
Yeah,
then you don't have a right to bring it up.
exactly.
You don't have a right to make it happen.
If Tyler's playing this cavalier that like never met the king personally, but feel like a loyalty to the king because of the yada of the king, whatever, and stuff like that, and he played his character like that and go charge and sing for the king, whatever, right? That's it. That's it. He plays character, and I'm in the gym and that. And I come session 10 and say, oh, actually, this kingdom has been no king for 10 years. Right now, I'm being a jerk, right? Because you established there was a king already with your character, right?
This is actually a republic.
Yeah, it's a constitutional monarchy. They don't really do much. No.
Yeah.
So by their action and by their statement and by their attitude, like, players also introduce something. And as a GM, like, you have to respect what they've introduced, right?
Right. Yeah.
There's that too, right?
Yeah. And where I was kind of going with that is that's kind of where I like some amount of prep and some amount of pre-established world where we already know what's important. We know, and we decide on a character level what's more or less important to us, but there's no like overarching big things about the world ex post facto that have happened, right? Like, oh, this has been the case for X amount of years. Only new information is brought up, is new stuff that's happening. Like, like, for example, in American
or new
mythos,
stuff you're finding out.
Yeah, or stuff that wasn't common.
Sure. But like in American mythos, right? It's like, what was, there's the saying, what was your generation's 9/11? Where were you at 9/11? If you all of a sudden
9/11
pop me out as an American, and 10 sessions in, you say, oh yeah, 9/11 or 7/24. And you're like, what the fuck is 7/24? It's like, okay, I've just dropped this cultural bombshell in this massive event. No, that world's 9/11 should be happening now. It should be a thing that's actively progressing. It shouldn't be something where you're like, what?
I
But,
disavow, Tyler.
I don't know, like that you disavow that 9/11 should happen now.
Yeah, I don't agree.
9/11 should be happening now.
9/11 should be 5/24. You heard it here first, folks. No, it's
that's today, yeah. But also in the same time, like, this generation 9/11, I wasn't that, right? Like that happened when I was just becoming an adult and shit like that. Although I'm not American, but it still had an impact on us. But I can spend weeks without talking or thinking about fucking 9/11.
That's because you're not a fucking American. You just mentioned it.
Never
Maybe.
forget.
God bless him. No.
Maybe no, but like I remember when I was like on the morning of November 9, right? But I don't think about it all the time, man.
Is that some bullshit European joke?
Exactly.
How dare you?
For shame. We've just outed Max. We got him to admit how much of a filthy Canadian he is. No,
I'll have 3 beers.
Right.
That's it. That's what you
no, but I get what you're saying, but it is mentioned quite a lot over here, right? It's if you have like a foundational, I don't know, I'm just the world feels more real to me when you already have the foundational cultural like touchstones like that are there, and when you invent them on the spot, it immediately makes me feel like, oh, I know this world isn't real now, right? I can kind of see the gears turning of like, did Max make that up just 2 seconds ago? Like, did that just now happen? Because I never read about that anywhere. Surely somebody would have like written that down. And it doesn't have to be like Shadowrun of like, Shadowrun gets ridiculous with it. It's like, it's too much. You have to read like a lot of wiki articles, but
also
I like more.
Man, I'm sure you fucking go like on the street on New York and like they can't fucking tell you like like the young generation now, like that are born after 9/11, like they don't fucking know shit about it, no?
Well, I guess what are we talking?
I
Young
guess.
generation.
Maybe in New York they do because that happened in New York, but if you go like to Miami, right, and you talk to
Well,
like,
because I was 4 years old when
20-year-old people
that was-
there, right?
I was only 4 when 9/11 happened.
Yeah, but
so
like you're also not representative of the society, right? You're a smart guy and stuff like that.
I don't know, because we have like, if you go to September, like the whole week, every school K through 12 in the United States is like never forget, has signs up everywhere.
Yeah, but like people don't remember like what they learn in school because they don't fucking care. They're on their phone all the time, right? They got brain rot.
Yeah, but if you're on the phone, you're gonna be seeing TikTok remembrance videos. If you're walking out in the middle of just the library, there's going to be flags posted up for every one of the firefighters that died.
Maybe it's because I'm not American, right? Like
right. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm like it's kind of a big cultural thing here, which
we don't have something like that here. Like the we've said that the foundational myth of the modern West is like World War II, right? Like we defeated this big evil, and like and then like everything that we're justified and we're the good guy because we did that, and everything is justified based on that, right? And like everything that is what?
You're breaking your rule, Max.
Yeah, I know, but like I have to for that. But everything that is bad is the Nazi, and everybody is mean is Hitler, right? That's what people do, right?
Right.
I think that's much more still significant than and you also have to remember like the Holocaust and those like
to the West as a whole. I definitely agree, but but no, I mean specifically like I can go down to anywhere in the university, and we've got in the middle of Oklahoma, we have a partially melted steel girder from 9/11 because firefighters from Oklahoma traveled all the way up there to assist in the effort. So it's like
the last steel girder remaining. Maybe.
Yeah. It was melted by
something. It wasn't melted by the
all the other ones got buried.
But the passports were fine. We got those too. So
and
then my
should have been the girder and passport material.
My character would be asking a lot of questions about this. He would be like, really? That like if you all of a sudden introduce this idea that it's like, wait, so 10 years and everybody
also if you world design like stupid fucking event like that don't make sense, right? Then you're a bad GM, right?
Or maybe you're a really smart one because now that's the plot. You have to reopen
now
that
just
commission.
introduce a mystery.
Mystery.
There you go.
All back to last episode.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah, but there's a point, right? Like,
can we nail it? Right?
Yeah, I think, but just the point I want to make, like, about like this foundation myth of the West, like with the World War II, right? It was like that's something you would discuss in Church on Zero.
Yes,
right? Like those people like they believe that stupid idea that defeated like evil,
But there we go. So you agree you wouldn't suddenly
wait, one last thing.
Yeah.
No, it's like we ended there. No, wait, one last thing.
I was just saying
stupid idea that we feed you.
So you agree that that you wouldn't suddenly introduce World War II existing 10 sessions in. That would be kind of a big deal to be like, oh yeah, this major historical event did happen, and it is like the foundational.
It's not like I could do that with World War I.
Maybe.
Because it's not it's we don't have the simulation to it, right? It's not like the size of the event; it's the relationship you have to it.
From it. Yeah.
Well, it's also like we didn't mythologize it that much, right? Although like one is it's one war with a ceasefire of like between them two, right? It's the same fucking war. Yeah, it's the same fucking war. Like World War II is direct consequence of World War One, and the Treaty of Versailles. Yeah, but the Turks. Maybe some other some other people, right? I'm not gonna talk about that now.
Brazilians.
Yeah, exactly. But and like what I wouldn't do is introduce a something that would be like a world premise, right? Like the foundation of the. Maybe I would, depending on the game like evolve and the game. Anyway,
The real world is such
Oh.
a special case. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many details. Whenever you're
Well, it's
playing in the
because-
real world, it's like it's almost impossible to do.
because the story is fake, but people want to believe it's real.
Well, I'm just saying
So-
because there's so many details,
Yeah.
and yeah, exactly. Like the history is questionable, so it's
And
like how do you even play that?
and
Where
we
your
like
history-
that's why I think like it's
all
difficult
subjective.
because like then like we're attached to it, and like now if we disagree on those facts, right,
really
then like
weird.
people get mad and they call you a denier and shit like that. And
I'm
but-
glad we're still talking about it. Well, I have one last question for you. Is that you
What?
good? I feel like we
one
should.
last question. Yes,
hours.
let's wrap it up. Yes, it's
Okay,
late.
thank
We're going very long.
We are.
It's because
got
I'm here.
Yeah, it is.
Tyler, did you have fun?
I did. That was awesome. I've been missing videos. I just got over the flu, and I've been like itching to play a game, but I've also been itching to talk about them. So
Yeah.
this is good too.
Max, did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun, man. Like at some point, like I was like cramping behind the head, laughing so much.
Yeah.
That's
I really liked our races.
Yeah, we'll need to
Yeah.
excerpt the race section. That was good.
Did you have fun, Phil?
I did.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you did. Even though you got a bit grumpy there at some point.
I think I'm just tired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is like
Am I
1 a.m.
grumpy?
for
When did I
us.
get grumpy? Are you talking about because you co-opted my race thing? That's when I was the grumpiest.
I'm sorry.
I had
think
such
you
a
was
good
more than
race
that.
idea. I was like, yeah, let me tie in this totem idea. And you're like, no, they're stacking. God.
I'll tell you the truth. I was,
Yeah, they
I was looking at that totem on my other screen, and I missed what you were saying, and I came back with like that. I missed when you were like taking it somewhere else. I'm sorry, Phil. I wasn't a good listener.
Okay.
We've just seen how like modern cars are designed. It's like what they want 4 doors. They want it to be raised. It's like no, I wanted a sedan. It's like well, you get an SUV. Sorry.
Anyway,
Well,
let's wrap it up. We'll be back in 2 weeks
2 weeks.
for another like as long as they're having fun, and we hope that you people at home watching live or on the replay also had fun. If you didn't, well, there's no refund.
Yeah.
God
Take care.
bless. Take
Yeah.
care. Thank you, Tyler.
Bye.
Let's see you guys.
Thank you, Tyler, for joining us.